I'm gonna do it. I've done it. I think that we're live. I think that I'm live. I think. Are we here?
No.
Do you wish it to be?
Yes.
Are we here?
The
Are we here?
audio's all messed
I
up.
was
I'm
ready.
fixing it. Okay, how about
There's
now?
always like a bit of a delay from Skype to Twitch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if we're here yet. I don't know until I see us or I don't.
And Melissa's gigantic. I don't know why you're not gigantic. Just your window. I will fix it. Of all
You know,
people,
Yeah,
there
if
it
anybody
is.
should
There
be
you go.
gigantic, it should be
Space.
Troy and I, really.
Yeah,
We're the,
there you go.
the gigantic
Cool.
ones.
Perfect.
There we
Perfect.
go.
Now
Okay,
we're
thank
flawless. Now we're awesome.
I'm also gigantic in real life, so.
Yeah, I feel gigantic sometimes. How is everybody? How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good. We're a little bit late. It's like a lot of frantic energy here. It takes a lot to send a D&D party to space. That's all I'm saying, guys. Have a little bit of patience.
Yeah, where's NASA right now, right? Like, they're trying to send someone to Mars, and it's taking years, right? So, we're good. We're going between planets in a matter of weeks.
I know. It's really impressive.
Canada announced
Elon
recently that
Musk
we're
grant money.
we're
or
going to
something.
the moon.
The
I mean,
moon.
no
Wait,
other. There's
really?
like no other priorities. Yeah, Canada's gonna
Yeah,
put
because
someone
that's
on the moon. Not someone. I think like a rover thing, but like, yeah,
Not even
definitely
a
don't have
person.
other problems going on.
Not
Yeah,
even a Canadian.
you know,
Not even
only
a
like
person.
over 100 people are dying every month of,
Yeah.
opioid overdose in Vancouver. But let's send somebody to the moon.
The moon. We'll
Not to be
we'll
like
control the moon. Yeah.
I'd be
Crashed
fine
this
with
planet.
Canada being in control of the moon. That's fine. I vote for that.
Yeah.
I used to play this like crazy futuristic version of Risk that had its own separate board that was the moon, and it very much operated as like Australia, where like nobody
Yeah.
cared about the
Control.
moon.
Pile up and pile
Yeah,
up.
but
Send
if
all the criminals.
you could like get to the moon quickly. They should have sent all the criminals. They were certainly soldiers. They were warriors. But I loved it. Yeah.
We gotta write
Yeah.
that script, Zed. Send all the criminals to the moon.
Well, he said it was like Australia, and that's what Australia used to be.
Um,
That wasn't a crazy.
But
thing
in
to
Risk,
say.
Australia's the thing that like tears your family apart because your little brother just like stockpiles on Australia the whole
Mhm.
time, and your mom has the entire rest of the country. So she's gonna win eventually, but he refuses to concede, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and nobody's going to bed, and everybody is fighting.
Are the
Um,
Woodwards okay? Are you guys
Melissa,
okay?
Yeah.
I'm like
This takes
so
a bit
glad
up.
that you can channel that experience and I'm not alone, 'Cause-
Although I identify with this, my family gets so intense about games. We had to write up a declaration of like a constitution to cover the rules of family games.
oh my
So
god.
again,
Wow.
it's like we got it framed and everything. It's in the family room. Yeah,
I
This
it
is
gets
why we play
serious.
cooperative games now.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Pandemic before it was real life was fun. Then it's not being fun.
I just
Rich has 17 versions of Risk at his house, but he wouldn't play it with me because we want to still be friends.
yeah, no chance. I don't play with any of my friends anymore. I've never played Risk with my family. That relationship ruined itself, so don't even worry about it. I'm just kidding if any of you are out there watching. But really, like, friendships have been shattered across the Risk table, and I'm like so out on all that now. Cooperative games are the way to go, says Todd the Librarian, which is why I love tabletop role playing games. And I'm like such a
What a
fan.
transition.
Segue.
Star Wars Risk. We did play a bunch of that, Taylor, indeed. But I love a little bit of D&D because, like, we're on a team together, and you can get, like, interpersonal conflict, and you can get PvP happening, but that's, like, not where the strength of the game is, right? It's in, like, the team building. It's in, like, the problem solving together and like, the whole, like, let's come together and, like, tackle this thing. And really, like, especially the players, like, not to separate the players from the DM because like we're all playing, right? We're all like playing the game together when we show up, but the players like build this bond together over years in like a group that's so like singular. And yeah, it's all about cooperation. There's enough hostility out there in the world. I don't need to simulate war on a board game anymore when I can simulate war in Dungeons and Dragons. Come on.
Or you could do like Battlestar Galactica and make it appear like a cooperative game, but there's secret Cylons that are tanking the mission.
Oh my god.
Which may or may not be a
Yes.
component of the Dragonfly crew.
Totally might be. There's definitely.
I knew the bad man was a mole.
Did someone say
Wow.
Mole Patrol?
Send them out through the airlock. Done.
Mole Patrol being
And
intensified.
Josh, you're gonna have to roll a new character by next week. So
You have my vote.
the grape-like Santa floats through the void of space as we see the dragonfly trailing away.
Somebody write, I don't know what it's a parody of, but Grape Like Santa has got to be a song that's a parody of something, and I need it instantly.
I think it's
Todd, I know
Grape
you're in the
Like
chat.
Santa.
Grape like
Moves like
Santa.
Jagger.
It sounds like moves like Jagger in my mind. Yeah.
Oh my God, for real.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was where my mind went to.
This
I
could
don't know what
also be
that
the
tells
origin
us.
story of Santa, right? Like he started out as the bad man. Through the transition of being in space, he went from purple to red.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yeah, he found some space reindeer. They're actually all like, highly sentient
why they
life
can
forms.
fly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
and elves, right? Yeah.
You
it's
know,
a thing.
Rudolph's nose is actually a little grape. It's a red grape.
Boy.
Oh man,
Very loose
we don't
show
have to
tonight,
play
folks.
D&D. That's
I hope
fine.
you're
We can
having
just
fun. We're having a great time.
This is like one of my favorite parts of like every stream is like getting together and like just like connecting with everybody at the beginning. But really, like I do get to this point of like, do we have to play D&D? Can't we just like hang out for 4
Hang
hours?
out
That
with
would
our
be fun.
friends.
That would totally be fun, right? I think people would want to come hang out with us. But we should play D&D. We have a spaceship.
Yeah.
We have a spaceship. Let's get back on it.
We do.
Ditch
we've
these
completed
ogres.
a mission
Get outta
since
here.
last we've been here, right? Like things have happened.
Yeah, indeed, things have happened. Do any of you all have any like questions or anything? We'll do a little catch up. It's Hannah back there. We'll do a little catch up on what we may have missed. But do any of you all have like generic questions that we should go over? Anything about your characters? Anything at all that we want to just double check on?
No.
Okay. If not, then I think for those of you who may not caught it, our last episode of Dragonfly was 2 weeks ago, but between then and now, we did a special little one-shot with our friends over at Sabotage the DM. You could catch them at their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Sabotage the DM. And a few of us wandered over there for a little bit of a side quest. The first of what I expect will be many over the time that we do this. But as you all were stranded on Malpieti Prime, having dealt with this small village of Banton, their leader Beckett, the boy Alis, this mysterious child who the villagers seem to suggest fell from the stars, you ended up going and dealing with this group of ogres that were known as the Castovs. And it was uncertain if that was a name or a title given to them, but it seemed to be some fusion of both, as they were these ogres undergoing these kind of experiments to mutate themselves into insect-like fighting species, trying to tear down the imperial monarchy. And so a group of you traveled to the capital city because after returning from fighting some of these Castovs, you found out the boy Alis was taken from the village while you all were not there. And you expected, according to the leader, Beckett, that the diplomat sent from the capital had been the one to take him. So following up on that, upon quickly after arriving in the capital city with Beckett, you ran headfirst into what appeared to be a group of prisoners on the run, escaping from their cells along with the boy Alis, and combat broke out near immediately. These massive kind of half ogre, half humans, guards in the area kind of descending on you, and these tall, almost like 10-foot elf-like beings turning out to be the ruling ogres of the planet itself, disguised in magics. They were, in fact, more traditionally ogre mages. Some might call them Oni on other worlds. These enormous, magically infused, very physically powerful entities. And one of which was helping the prisoners escape, a woman named Karina. She assisted you in this fight. He actually killed her brother and she revealed that she was part of the noble family, and that her family had been under the sway of Illithid's mind flayers. And it was at this point that I think some of you realized that this being that you followed to this planet, this undead form who flew away from the dead whale in our first episode of Dragonfly, was in fact an undead Illithid, some type of mind flayer using necromancy to keep itself alive, a being called Vran. And so I advise the rest of you to go check that out. But fights ensued, chaos unfolded, the prisoners joined the crew of the Dragonfly as the Lady Karina informed you that she had kind of broken away from this mind control, and that she had an idea how to restore this boy Alis to the place from which he came. Thank you for that sub, Grace. You're right here, so thank you.
Oh, yes.
And so Karina led you all to this ancient kind of astral calendar that was like kind of secreted away in the foothills outside of the capital. You discovered that a great deal of the wreckage of a few airships had been gathered here and was being constructed back together to form some type of ship for these Illithids, whose own ship had crashed on the planet some weeks earlier. But that the Illithids had left, that Vran, having decided to transform this dead Kanduri whale into a necromantic spaceship, had taken them from this plane. And so you made your way into this ancient chamber, this astral calendar contained within, and a portal opened, and Alis stepped back through it, seemingly returning to the mounts of Celestia, heaven some might call it, a place where angels come from. And so with that, you parted with the prisoners who were making their escape. One of them, an artificer, a gnome, having presented to you a suit of armor, an enchanted breastplate that he manufactured and told you to take with you on your journey. The Lady Karina having told you that she would do her best now that she was back in full control of the monarchy and her faculties, to do right by the people of Malpiedi Prime, and that she would remember you should you ever return to this place and need allies. And so you returned to the Dragonfly. You discovered that your friends who stayed behind fought bravely to defend the village as ogres descended on it in the background. Maybe we'll see that play out someday. But as it stands today, I think the camera opens on the Dragonfly. I guess we could say that the group of you are moving around internally in the ship. The four of you, along with your companions, Jake, Lux, and of course, the Badman. And having traded much of the whale meat that you brought here for supplies and taken on fresh water, made some friends and maybe some enemies, it seems that you're ready to press onwards to return to the starry void of space and leave Malpiedi Prime behind you. That was a lot. What's going on with you guys?
It's fine. It's a whole session. You know, there were people. It was on a different channel,
That's
right?
helpful.
People missed
Yeah.
that session.
Yeah.
It was on a different channel. I'll put the VOD up here at some point in the next week. We had some technical issues with that one, but it'll be up here sooner than later. Yep.
Didn't we also get a little trinket of like a turtle that like it puts its head out and it makes the sound
yeah.
of Costas dying? Isn't that what it did?
Indeed, you did, Rhea. Also, Hawk's warp coil, the gnomish artificer who kind of replicated this armor for you, made specifically for Rhea, the tiny toy turtle that makes the sound of Karina's brother Costas screaming his death throes.
I think Rhea's just like sitting like with it in her hand on the Dragonfly, just watching it over and over again, enthralled, like excited every time it does it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why Flux would make such a thing for you. It's certainly interesting, to say the least.
Oh yeah, very loud, eh?
Yes. I'm not able to wear this armor. Is someone else able to do this? Is this of use to any of you, perhaps?
I don't know. I like.
Yeah,
as
I
a
literally
person,
don't
I
know.
have no idea.
I think Jake's like, dunk, 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 like, I've got a shell. We see like Jake walk through the scene, you know, bees. So it's medium armor. It's metal. I think that means, Asturias, that you don't want to wear it. Yeah, that's quite a thing, isn't it?
Why?
Because you're a druid, and even though,
I got excited that it was metal, but yeah, I guess probably not.
yeah, even though you're a space druid in the stars, you took a vow not to wear metal armor.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. What do I need metal for? I can be stars.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Lux could definitely use it. The Badman can't use it. I'm not sure if you can use it, Doc. I think Rhea could use it.
Yeah, I
think-
might be able to, but I'm good if Flux has it.
Mm-hmm.
Same. I have
Whatever.
chainmail. currently.
Lux in the chat says, "Hmm."
All right, we'll put it aside for Lux. I think.
Something gives me
Yeah.
the sense that Lux would enjoy this. So,
As Lux would have it.
as
Lux
Lux
would
would
have it.
have. Yes.
I think Doc is like taking it and is examining it and making sure that it's actually good enough quality. You know, not all
Of
artificers are good enough,
Oh,
and
no.
so she's making sure that this is up to snuff enough for her friend.
Very, very
Kind of
fair.
Grumbling as she looks at it about like the shoddy craftsmanship, but like, okay, fine, maybe it's good enough.
It'll work. Yeah, I mean, you would have done a much better job if you were to decide
Obviously.
to build armor, Doc, but this will do. It will do.
Is there a little bug on your microphone? Is that a little bug?
Yeah, it totally is. There's a little stink
Whoa.
bug right here, and I like,
Whoa,
part of me wants to
that's
get
so
rid of
great.
him, but the other part of me's like,
Anyway.
this is the authentic Camp Rich experience. This is what
Yeah,
happens
for real.
when you
for
come
real.
to like a
Can
DM
confirm.
Philly
Yeah.
stream. Sometimes bugs crawl across the microphone. I could hassle him, but not all.
What a cameo.
Yeah.
What a cameo.
Not all bugs need to be hassled per se. Let's
I hope
see
this isn't foreshadowing.
how long
Gosh.
he endures.
Ah!
So yeah, I think that the four of you kind of loaded up Lux in the Spelljammer helm, as it were, in the cockpit of the Dragonfly. Like probably would call out, like, as she's wont to, yelling through the ship. Is that it? Are we ready to go?
I think so, but where to?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like flying this thing.
Just kind of like flying.
Don't we have a don't we have a list of places we're supposed to go? Somebody's got that, right?
Ah, yes, the orb. I don't know who has it. Where did we put that?
Oh.
I think like Jake walks by in the back of the scene
Yeah.
again, like, bzzz, and some bees, like kind of the orb, like floating out over to you, Reginald. The bees carrying it with their little mage hand.
Right. I forget how to use it, but perhaps if I just stare at it, it will tell me what I need to know.
Shake it and check the bottom.
You flip it over and check the bottom, like watching Reginald kind of scope the orb, and I think that you
What
you
does it
see
say?
like this list like manifesting inside of it, like data points. You know, you realize like you could touch it. You're like, oh right, I can touch the orb, and like information kind of unfolds. Each one of these little areas, like a whole like a series of almost folders collapsed inside of folders. There's an incredible amount of information here, but there's a multitude of places. It's really it's a whole multiverse for you to explore. But I would say that you all tell me, what is it that you want to look
Yeah,
for
could-
in space?
Could Ray like come out and like, well, we just find the closest one, I think. You know, the one that's
I
closest.
like it. I like it.
Yeah, you know,
It's a pretty
Reggie,
Don't
you find
overthink it.
Yeah.
you find the closest one there, and then
The closest point of
Right there.
interest. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Practical, I like
Yeah.
it.
I don't want to have to be circling back.
Efficiency. I see. That is certainly a value that one could walk through the world with. Perhaps we should go there. That sounds rather close. Not sure that I've ever heard of it before. And I click on whichever one is the closest.
So closest to you is, so the way that space is kind of broken down, there are these kind of crystal spheres, each of which contains its own kind of solar system. And upon breaching the edges of these crystal spheres, you're out into like kind of wild space, seeking other systems therein. But in this realm, where the lot of you are now, in this crystal sphere, I should say, there is, in fact, a planet very close by. You've confirmed, for whatever it's worth, that Malpiedi Prime does, in fact, harbor these anomalies, these portals to distant worlds. At least one that you found to the Seven Mounts of Celestia. But there is, in fact, another planet in this system that is here within the list of the orb, Cerelia. And so the planet of Cerelia is an aquatic world. There are some land masses, island change archipelagos as they were, but it will take you some time to get there. Probably the better part of 10 days worth of travel.
Whoa.
The Dragonfly is nimble and swift, but space is vast, and even within one crystal sphere, it takes time to travel this way. And so I guess as Lux kind of like takes control of the ship, the ramp closing in the back, the Dragonfly alighting out of the tall grass of the plains, it begins to kind of surge and soar up towards the heavens, the blue skies kind of melting away beneath it as we see the surface, this kind of brownish green landmass with the rivers cutting through it, shrinking away into this orb beneath you. And I think the camera like pulls out wide as we see the Dragonfly like trailing up amidst like the black void of the stars, the moon of the planet, and kind of in the distance as we go. Conspicuously absent from all of your view, if you all are like kind of looking out of the cockpit and the portholes, is the Kandori whale. It is gone. But there is a mass of wreckage that you kind of see. You think like, oh gosh, are those like asteroids? Is that like a cluster of asteroids? Like here near the planet? It is not. It is a mass of like broken wreckage and rubble, constructed devices. It's the wreck of a great trade ship that was smashed in the skies here. Something which you had not seen before.
Does it roughly match the description that our friends no doubt told us about their ship?
I think as we see the professor like kind of peering out of like one of the portholes on the side, right, as you go, I think we would see like the camera shift to your perspective, right, and this huge like piece of metal kind of floating by the Dragonfly that just says on the side of it, like the letters are cut off, but it's like the Dinloon.
I think being rather well versed in puzzles, I could piece this together that this perhaps is the ship of our friends, the Golden Loon, or at least what's left of it.
It was never in great shape to begin with.
So is there like there's like ship wreckage like floating in space?
I think there's probably, tell me if I'm wrong, whale parts.
Oh yeah,
whale oils that might be spread out in space.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get Lux to maybe drive around and collect, but I'm not sure I want any of it on the ship. Any of the stuff they got.
It's really like quite a mess, and I think that Lux just yells back from the front, like, yeah, we don't want any of that.
Yeah, no.
we like watch the dragonfly kind of carve through the wreckage, like darting out beyond. And so it is that your journey begins. I think a lot of you, certainly, you're all able to take a long rest. Everybody should reset all their stuff. You got new spells, you got all your hit points, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah.
Good, because I was at 6.
I believe we also got 2 potions of healing at that last battle, so we should just be sure that those get appropriated effectively. I already have one for some reason that I don't remember, but
I have one too, which I don't know.
Are those 2 then?
Are those the
I was
two?
gonna say, I think those might be
Seems
the
like
2
are
healing
those it?
potions.
Are those it?
That's
Did any others?
probably right. And I
We
think
probably
that's
already
fine.
appropriated them. Okay. Well then.
Maybe though, I feel like I don't. Maybe someone else should
Wait,
have
no.
it.
There was a healing potion before
From the
because I have one too from the last session in the cave. So I think
you took one.
and I think-
Someone took one though, like someone consumed it one time.
Consume.
One of them, not the one that you have, I don't think, but someone did it.
yeah, but I think I found like several and then like passed them out.
Oh,
So
okay.
the 2 might be like in addition to those 4.
Okay.
I think so, because I remember putting this around the same time as I got the holy water from the cave.
Yeah. So I actually
I'll be perfectly honest. I keep all my notes for these games. I'm usually very like insane, and I have all these documents on my hard drive because I won't use Google Drives because I'm a crazy person. But I will put like many handouts in Roll20 with all of my compiled notes. Deleted them all this weekend. I like was up until like 4 in the morning writing notes for tonight. I was like on a real groove and like did the like, oh, let me save. Deleted everything. So I have not gone back and watched all the VODs. But sure, you probably all have a bunch of potions. Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah.
Could I do a thing? The orb. It has
Absolutely.
like folders and notes to look through. I think I would want to maybe look and see if there's any information about where the planet that we're gonna. I'm drifting in and out of my voice here. The one that we're going to. Is there any information on that planet that might? I'm thinking about my spells, but particularly like what we might be, why we might be going there, what we might be up against there. If there's any information in there about that, I think during this trip.
Yeah. Why don't I have you make like a an investigation check with advantage as you're like sorting through the information. Yeah.
Sorting through.
Okay.
sorting
15.
our way to the Sorch.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
Squatch. Okay. With a 15, Rhea, I think as you're reading through it, it's like noted, first of all, that it's like an aquatic planet. It has a significant population of Sahagwin and Tritons on it, right? It's like an underwater type of place. But there's actually like a proliferation of kobolds there. But from what you understand, that exist like on the limited surface space that's above the ocean. And that like the kobolds are known for like their work with like machines and machinery. Like some of them trade in sorcery, but they're very like clever, ingenious little peoples. Not always well intentioned, but like good with equipment. All this manner of stuff.
Okay, I tell everybody that.
Excellent. Does anyone have any ability to breathe underwater or otherwise move quickly amidst aquatic situations?
You know, when we get there, I think it's best if Jake stays on the ship, you know. I know it could probably be helpful, but I think, just for his own safety, he should stay.
Very well. We cannot trust that he would return to the ship if he could come upon a group that would find more suitable than us.
Yeah.
So, Rich, I was gonna ask. I know that I've got this like Cap of water breathing is an option for a magical item for artificers, but I can only make 2 of them, right? So this does us no good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might do some good.
I mean, yeah, it would be able to like help. Obviously only 2 people, but yes, you can't like fabricate enough for everybody.
Yeah. But I could like theoretically switch the 2 infusions that I have already to do these like replicate Cap of water breathing.
Yes, you're allowed to have like 2 active infusions on any given day, right? And what did we say, Troy? They reset on a long rest. I think it's when you get up in the morning.
They reset in the morning, and but it has to be out of the 4 that you've learned.
Oh, okay. So I can't do that then because I didn't take it originally. Cool.
Yeah, you could swap at a level up, but my understanding is that like you learn infusions and then you would fuse infusions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Perfect. That was basically my question. Was like, can I do any from this like very long list, or just the 4 that I chose at the beginning? Okay, great. We can't breathe underwater. Sorry.
Which ones did you take? You took Goggles of Night, Bag of Holding, Arcane Focus, right? Okay, and Defense.
Yeah, and yeah.
Okay, sick. Piggy, get out of here.
Yeah, that Bag of Holding for that really long pole that we've used so often. It's fine.
It's for the battering ram, right? There's never a battering
it's
ram.
for the battering ram that the Badman wanted.
I shouldn't have mentioned that without him here. Anyway, I think that some days pass as you're all here on the ship and you're kind of all researching a little bit more about Cerelia. I think that you come to read more about it's chaos about the Sag.
It's a Noah's Ark there.
Yeah, really. It's the whole scene. It's the whole scene, man. You read a little bit more about Cerelia, about the Sahagwin and the Tritons. They seem to be in like these eternal conflicts underwater. But I think that on kind of the 3rd day of your travel after having left Malpiedi Prime, I think that you would hear someone like call from the bridge.
Can I
Sure.
ask one more thing
Please.
in the interim? Can I either in the ball or amongst my books look up the name Vrand the Undying or anything related to like undead illithids?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make a history check, and you could have advantage because you have the sphere.
Great. Let's see. Did that roll? I clicked it. It didn't roll yet. It might roll eventually. Give it a second. I'll click it again, but we'll take the first roll that appears. Okay. 18.
18. Okay, so you do not specifically find the name Vrand the Undying, but your research takes you like into the depths of illithids, of the mind flayers, right? And I think that you read a great deal over the days. You learn that they operate with this kind of hive mind. They have this collective. They utilize psionics. Most of them deeply eschew magic. They do not embrace the arcane arts, believing the way of psionics, the superior study, right? But some amongst them, the anomalies, they're often cultural pariahs, end up pursuing the arts arcane, and some few amongst those have found ways to extend their life with necromancy, and effectively they turn themselves into liches in much the way other magical users might do so. It's very much the same kind of operations, where lich is this kind of necromantic wizard that holds a phylactery, which would effectively like contain their soul. So their body could be destroyed, but it would reform so long as this phylactery endured. Yeah. That's the gist of
Horcrux
it.
stuff.
Classic reading. Classic.
What are you reading there, Reg? Just some light reading you doing?
Oh, just some light reading about people who choose to eschew the arcane abilities that are granted to us by the greater world, and those few who choose to abuse those abilities.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Also dead squid people, but a mix of the two, of
Saw one
course.
of those.
And I think you do also come across probably a good deal of information about their Nautilus ships. The illithids in space are like a major presence. They have these kind of living ships that have Nautilus shells with these horrific squid-like tentacles reaching out the front. They need to eat to stay alive. They'll eat all kinds of things like giant whales in space.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
they're terrible because they're really good at attacking other ships in space because of the aforementioned tentacles boarding. It's a real issue.
Oh my God, Reg, you're saying that they attack other ships, and we're a bug. We're in a bug ship, and they eat other ships. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. But
Oh my
perhaps
God.
if we could land in a place that doesn't bother them, then they won't swat us away.
Yeah,
No, I
not
knew
all
I
bugs
should-
need to be hassled, right?
Okay, I've heard they all say that. I've heard that
they
before.
say.
They say in space. I knew I should have got on a turtle ship. I knew it because then the shell would have protected it. Oh my God.
Until it was turned
Ray's having
upside
a bad
down.
day.
Which, in space, what is right side up, of course?
It's a good point.
Okay, no, my brain. No,
It's a very
no.
good
I'm gonna
point.
go lie down.
It's a very good point.
Very well.
It's
Just consider as you lie down that it may be upon the ceiling that you are lying.
No.
poor Rhea. I think that it's like, it's a few days into your trip after much of this information has been kind of exchanged amongst you about Sahagwin and Tritons and water planets and dead Ilthalids and all of it, that you hear the call from like the bridge of the ship of like, you guys, you should come see this.
Ray like gets at it like is like sitting down. It's like always hate when the bridge calls. It's never good news. And walks off to the bridge.
I think as you go, like the Badman and Jake are in the back, like in Badman's just like, you've got to keep the bees away from the grapes, Jake's just
This is
like,
a sentence that did
Protect the
not
grapes,
make
protect
sense
the
2 months ago, but
Jake,
now makes complete sense.
Jake's just like, the grapes they're getting old. They're not going to stay fresh forever. They get old. The bees go after them. I can't help So
I have the right.
Raisins.
Yeah.
the four of you kind of marching past them in the back, arguing. Like, you head in.
What is it, Lux?
You head into the bridge. Lux is like seated in this large throne that is the helm of the ship. Her eyes closed as she's literally like perceiving the world through the senses of the Dragonfly itself. And as the pair of you look out through these kind of glass-like domed windshields on the front, the eyes of the Dragonfly, you see in front of you this towering structure, but it's not a structure. In fact, it's shaped like a person. 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, a clear torso. It is an enormous suit of armor. You venture to think it's like probably 80 to 100 feet tall, probably 60 feet to 80 feet like wide at the shoulders. It has in where one hand should be this kind of massive spiked ball, like the head of like a morning star, as like a weapon on the end of its arm that's larger than the dragonfly itself. The metal of it is like this blackish kind of green. And I think that you see conduits of like kind of brass and copper woven around it. And you're not like right up on top of it yet. You're still like a good distance away. But I think as you're coming up, you maybe reflecting on the words of the professor. It's hard to know which way is up in space, but this thing appears to be like floating lifelessly. It is moving like without any kind of purpose or decisiveness. It just floats, and it's very dark, dull, dead, as it sits here just kind of like floating in the void. Yep.
That doesn't
Right.
look like the planet we're looking for. Nothing about that thing says water world to me.
Does it look like Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Like an amusement park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If to take the helmet off, it might. I am a big Kevin Costner fan.
Are the arms or legs of it moving, or does it appear like static while it itself is moving?
No, that's a great question. As you look, like the arms are kind of like rigid in the position that they're in. The legs kind of set at this stance as though like if it were standing, they're like parallel with its shoulders or whatever. But the arms and legs are motionless. The whole thing is like inert, like this single solid kind of structure, just moving as a whole, rotating and kind of floating slowly.
Could this possibly be a ship? Rhea, what do you think?
I was going to ask if are we close to do we seem close to a planet? Like, is it like, or no, there's no planet. It's just this.
No, as you're like peering around everywhere, like there are no planets anywhere like close or within sight. You're very much just kind of in the void of space here.
And this is the thing, in our space world, can ships communicate? There's no like radio communication to ships, right?
I've been thinking a lot about all of this kind of stuff, but I think that like it's magic and stuff. There is no like radio. Yeah,
it's more like sailing than it is like old school sailing.
Yes,
than it is, like spaceships. Yeah.
So I think like for all intents and purposes, like they're goggles of night, but I think Doc has probably also fashioned her goggles with like many other things. So she pulls them down and like clicks a button, and so they kind of like zoom in, so that they're kind of like telescope binoculars, and so she's like looking in, like trying to see if she can see any like sign of life or information about like where this might be coming from, or like who made this thing. Like she's very fascinated by what's going on here, and she's trying to figure out where this thing came from.
So probably an investigation check, Doc, as you're like scanning over the exterior of this thing. Okay.
That's apparently these binoculars aren't that good.
It's so dark, the metal of this thing is like this dark kind of blackish green, and it's really hard at this distance. Like if you were to close in, certainly if you guys were going to like fly in and circle around it a little bit, you could get a much better assessment of what's happening here.
Doc's insanely curious, so she is like totally down, and she's like looking to the others like, we're gonna go see the thing, right? Like this is cool. I want to know what this is.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea's even tempted, I think, to like go up on the top.
I was considering that as well.
Should we?
Yeah, I think Reginald kind of looks at Rhea and gives the nod, and we start heading toward the storage hold to like go up to the observation deck.
I think we'll turn to Lex and Asteris. Like, you coming?
No.
Nope. Okay.
I think
we don't have like a radio to communicate them, but we could just go up. I muted myself.
You don't have a radio.
Yeah, I don't have a radio, but we could go up and just yell, "Hey, who are you?"
Be sure to unmute yourself before you do
that. Why?
I mean, why wouldn't we? We're that's what we're supposed to do, aren't we?
Why not?
That's Lux yelling.
Yeah, I thought it was
Doesn't
a bad
this
man.
thing have like a weapon in one hand? This giant thing has like a to scale weapon in one hand.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Well, but like so does Waffle, and he's he wouldn't hurt a fly. It's fine.
A fly would be unwise to approach a
Waffle
fly
hurt
swatter,
lots
but
of things.
we are drawn to it in a way. No.
You don't want to know what it is, Asterius? You don't?
Doesn't look good.
Perhaps we could.
From where I'm sitting, it looks like it could be my own armor. So it looks pretty big. I hoping it fits. Lux got that new breastplate, but
Would we possibly approach it not from the weapon side, but from underneath or behind?
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that.
Approach it from the butt side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what they say, butt first.
Yes.
I'm setting a course for the butt via the feet.
Again, another phrase that didn't make sense 2 months ago.
I like playing Lux.
Or 2 minutes ago.
No.
I like Lux.
Very well. The classic foot to butt strategy.
I'm so sore from flying trapeze yesterday, and laughing really hurts.
You better brace yourself then. I think that Lux is like, you better go with them, Asturias. I've got to fly this thing.
Yes, we need a diplomat.
Yeah, what if it, wages war?
I'm not here to wage war. I'm here to talk, which I'm clearly so good at.
Well, yes. You've read the Code of Conduct of Diplomacy.
Yes,
many
the
times
Diplomat's Code of Conduct. I read it.
Okay, so we'll call you if we need you to either talk to them or fight them.
Okay, so
I can't imagine a fight would be necessary. It's not appears to be aggressive in any way. In fact, I'd be willing to bet 2 gold that we will not run into anything that will attack us.
I mean, isn't our money sort of all communal on this endeavor anyway?
No, not communal.
I think you just
Communal.
discovered.
I've not
that
been
they
putting
all
my
have
gold in
money.
a communal jar.
What a way to organize a society.
So Rhea, Doc,
All right.
and the professor are gonna head up top.
I mean, Asturias is gonna fly up reluctantly behind them and stand like in the doorway.
Okay.
They could stay down like in the bay, right?
Yeah.
The Roland Bay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that you can roll into and roll out of when you're fighting
Yeah,
on the
when
deck
you're
of the ship.
attacking.
Is that
So
Yeah.
I think then as you all like kind of step out onto the upper deck again, these ships, the cosmology of Spelljammer does not follow the physics of our reality, and there's this kind of pocket of air that's carried with the ship wherever it goes that sustains itself slowly over a period of time. It can be consumed over time, but you all step out onto the deck on the back, kind of the length of the Dragonfly, as it were. The rails around you, the ballista stowed securely in the travel position, looms large. And the 3 of you kind of boldly stride out, peering at this thing as the Dragonfly dips down. Again, the kind of camera goes wide. We see the 3 small figures standing there, Asturias, like kind of peering from by the door. But as you're moving up from underneath the feet, you could see what clearly looked like some type of propulsion systems, right? These almost cones down around the feet, which are seemingly inert. There's no life or light or energy kind of emitting from any of them. And you're following up, you kind of like peel around the backside, trailing up the back of these legs. And you could see these like kind of the like mechanics of the thing now closely, Doc, as you're peering at it, and it's all like really impressive. This is all like precision work, done masterfully. Whoever did this put a great deal of time and money into it because it's massive. And I think as you're about like halfway up, you get just up above the knees and on kind of like the back of the thighs, as it were, on the right leg, you see this gaping hole in the side of the structure. It appears almost like there's like rust kind of around the edges of it, and from within this faint, very kind of dim light emitting out from within the hole. But as you pass up beyond it, and you're kind of like now like ascending around the butt, the rest of this thing looks like very dead and kind of lifeless. And likely is that they can't really help themselves. I think that Lux begins piloting the ship around the kind of front while you're down near the torso. And I think that, as you like peel around the front of this thing, the bunch of you can like see pretty clearly this like embossed kind of like plate on the upper part of the chest that just has this one word. It's in the common tongue, and it says Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser.
Mhm.
Like with a K or with a C?
With a K. Mordek.
I think Ray would look to Reggie and ask, like, you seen that word in any of the books?
Let me recall as best I can. And he pauses for an exceedingly long period of time.
Go ahead and make a history check. Doc, if you would like, you can make another investigation check as you're like watching this thing all now like close in on top of it.
Sounds good.
That is a 25 on the
Wow.
history check.
And a 23 on
Yeah,
investigation.
squad, go.
Turns out getting up close really
Very
One
helps.
must get up
helpful.
close. No.
I think as you're like kind of coming up around and everybody kind of glances up at like what appears to be this nameplate, it's a name. It's a proper name that you've heard used before, Professor. Not necessarily a word with meaning or implication behind it, right? But I think that Doc, you see as you're traveling up around the edge, there's like a series of numbers kind of like punched in around the side, and I think that you see a sigil, like a marking that you would be able to like point the professor towards, like if you would like gesture and show your friends. And I think as you look over at Professor, you would recognize the sigil quite clearly as the mark of Ibsen's Castle Guard. And Ibsen's Castle Guard is like one of the great mercenary companies. There are many mercenary companies in space, but some of them are gigantic, the extent of which that, like, you know, they're almost like these like, you know, transplanet corporations. They're like these enormous entities that kind of span the stars operating. They have bases on different planets and all of it. And so Ibsen's Castle Guard is famous for having adapted the construction of dwarves, and they're able to build like these flying fortresses, basically. Like they're called Ibsen's Castle Guard because you can hire them to like bring a fortress to your planet, you know. And like,
I have to say, I would love to go to a trans planet.
word, happy pride.
In a
Happy
way,
Pride.
we're already there. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And so just to reinforce, like as you're all circling around, like Lux kind of weaves around the torso, bringing you around to the back again. This thing seems totally inert. It does not respond to the dragonfly being near it. It's not moving any differently. It's just kind of like floating listlessly, like rotating through the void. And as you're now running these courses like parallel to it, it's kind of becoming more evident to you that it's just like floating around, spiraling everywhere.
Whatever defeated this is very powerful.
Is it something that was defeated, or is this like one of those fortresses that like got loose?
I would think our presence would alert it were it not incapacitated in some way, though perhaps we've been fortunate.
Wow, that sounded dramatic.
I believe
It made a
it's
sound.
fireworks.
What
It
was that?
Terrifying.
The Project Mordekaiser
Okay.
shoots at the ship. We're going to start going improv. Everybody.
You know, for some
Oh,
reason,
no.
you know, I don't know if this makes sense as a plan. We should have got Jake around the knees. We should have got him with the bees
In the
to
knees.
go investigate the knees. I don't know why. I just heard that that's a thing.
I dropped a real ball there. I think it's also very clear to you just
You see how I pulled it
Yeah,
way back? I was like, I know we're past this. I'm just gonna reel
yeah,
this
I
back
like it.
so I can
I
make
like
this
it.
joke.
It's worth it. It's
Just
always worth it.
extrapolating off the
Mhm.
investigation check for you, Doc. I think it's like very clear to you that this thing is like inoperative, right? It's like you don't know that it's broken permanently, but it's certainly like not running now. Whatever it's supposed to be doing, it's not doing it, you know.
But am I getting the sense like that this was like, is this just like a really funny looking ship, or this was like a thing that was built with a different purpose? Like, do I know that?
I think that you've never heard of ships being built like this, but as you're assessing it, you're like, oh, this thing is super impressive. It's a giant waffle that could easily be a ship. Like if these guys build flying fortresses, maybe they're building like giant mechs to like go launch off their fortresses and really wreck some shop.
You know, Doc, I think should we like, you know, it seems like it's not working anymore, right? But maybe there's some stuff in there that you could use to help you build some stuff, you know?
I could build a giant waffle. Like, that
Whoa.
seems great.
A bigger waffle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mega waffle.
mega waffle.
Or perhaps there could be a person inside. This could be some sort of transport device. In addition to being a mechana, whatever you call it, but we have no reason to know whether what is inside would be good or bad.
Oh yeah, Schrodinger's giant suit of armor.
Ooh?
I don't know. So we could try and go in.
Does there appear to be any sort of
There's
entrance? Any sort of
there's
access?
There's
big
a big
hole,
hole
right?
down by
I'm
the
sorry,
knee.
I
No,
missed
no
that.
problem. There's like this big rusted hole that appears to be like down behind the right knee, kind of like above the right knee, rather, on the back right, like hip. If you want to like scour around a little more, you could look for like a more formal entry point.
But that hole.
I don't want to go in the butt. I don't want to.
You said there was a big hole, and I got very nervous.
Like that hole appears to be not a part of the original construction.
No, it's
correct?
definitively like it's rusted around the edges. Something like
I believe that there perhaps was some sort of intrusion or infestation upon this device. Shall
Yeah,
we
now
follow
it could be infested with dragonfly, so we should go.
ship to fit in there?
No, it's not quite that big, but you could perch right on the end. It's one of the like great things about the ship is it could land just about anywhere.
I think you all have like never seen Doc so excited. Like you've never seen her this emotional in any way, but like excitement for sure. This is, she's buzzing more than the bees are about this.
Yeah, I think Fran notices like, Lux, you gotta park her right at the hole. Come on, we gotta go.
You got it. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm just
Asturias, are you open to such an exploration?
I guess if there's people in there, we should talk to them. That's like my job. Yes.
Man, the shy diplomat is a great character.
It really is.
Your certainty is reassuring.
They're very socially awkward. They have low charisma. They've not spent a lot of time
None
around
of us
people.
can relate to
love it.
that. Yeah.
And they're a diplomat. It's so
Lockdown
good.
diplomat, you know?
It's good. It's good.
So I think that the dragonfly like zooms around, kind of dropping down in, and it kind of like pivots itself around and just lands the 4 feet, grabbing hold of the like superstructure on the outside of this Mordekaiser unit, whatever it is. And yeah, the ramp on the back like dropping right down to the edge of the hull. So a lot of you could like climb kind of like down the ladder right off the top deck and then head down the ramp right into this entrance if you want.
I am going to take 10 minutes whilst all this happens to ritually cast Unseen Servant.
Oh.
And we will have an unseen servant following us in case we need to do things. Like cleaning, mending, folding clothes, or lighting fires, or serving food. But just helps to have a second pair of hands.
It sure does. Also, I mean, I don't know. You guys had all your spells prepped for a water planet. This is not that. So, like, if you all are feeling like we need to not go in here right now, that's an option on the table. I just feel like I need to make sure you understand. Anyway.
Not an option on the table.
Definitely.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
No.
Would folks, oh goodness, what a word. Would people be okay if I took another 10 minutes to prepare myself to communicate? Or should we wait until it is best left for Asturias. They are our diplomat and I have the greatest faith in them. But perchance if we run into anyone without the ability to speak the languages that we know, there are ways that I can assist.
I think we know a lot of languages.
Do you have to know what do you have to pick the language before you do the thing you're gonna do? Do you need for us to tell you what we know first?
No. That we could It is best to wait. We shall wait until we have some sort of interaction. I hope it is not one at arms.
Okay, it's ironic because I don't really know what you're saying right now, but that's okay. We'll keep going.
We're gonna talk said it is goodness. And he
Okay.
just kind of waves to his servant to follow.
Okay. So yeah, the four of you kind of climb down, lowering yourself down the ladder. You drop onto the ramp and you walk down, and it's the strange sensation where like the ship kind of has its own gravitational pull, and you're like held tight to kind of the ramp. And yeah, as you approach the edge, you see there's kind of like this very dim light illuminating from the inside of this thing's leg. And I think that what you see is kind of like gosh, it almost just is like a chamber, a cylindrical chamber leading vertically up and down. It's got a ladder on the edge of it, these metal walls that appear to be like much shinier rather than like whatever this blackish green metal on the exterior is. This is a much more traditional kind of like iron alloy of some type that's on the inside. But there's a ladder leading up, and there's all this kind of like wreckage at the base of the floor. Yeah. And I think that as you're like looking in and up, do you guys have any light sources? Who's got dark vision here? Only Asterius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the goggles though.
Oh, right. You sure do. Right.
And Reg will pop open his decoder wheel for a little bit of light, a continual flame.
Nice. Okay.
It is a torch equivalent.
Yeah, thank you for that.
So Reg and Rhea, you two can't see quite as far in here as you're kind of like peering up at this like ladder ascending into this thing's leg. But Asterius and Doc with the dark vision goggles, like the dim light, you're able to see very clearly. And I think you see the ladder like rises up, and there's like a ledge up above you. There appears to be some type of platform with like another kind of room up above.
Who wants to be like? Wait, when we came in, is there like some sort of level thing? Like, are we standing and then there's a ladder, or we're just like, is it enough that like there's just one ladder so we all have to be like climbing in? Just wondering who's first.
That's exactly where the question is. Doc's going to go first. Okay. So Doc's kind of able to like reach in.
Look, Grace is like, "What's our marching order?
Well, I mean,
for no reason at all. No reason whatsoever.
Anticipating.
Doc, like, kind of leaning out over the ramp, grabs hold of the ladder rung and begins kind of like climbing. Who's next?
Yeah, okay, we'll keep up with you, Doc. Okay, come and I'll follow Doc, who's like, I feel like scurrying very quickly.
Yep.
I mean, I think I'm last, but I think I'm also flying.
True.
Yeah.
I'm not climbing a ladder.
Got it.
I think Reginald kind of turns around to like just see if Asterius wants to go first or last, and then they just like pop up into the air and start flying. Very well. I will go last.
Okay. And
we got a hippo on a ladder now.
Yep, we sure do. So Doc in the front, climbing, Waffle kind of flying next to you, right? Rhea behind, like easily like able to overreach and take 2 rungs at a time, you know. Asterius flying, Reginald like the ladder's like holding, but I do think we hear the like that little like creaking of metal each ascension, right? And so yeah, I think you climb for about like 20 feet or so, 15 feet, and you come up to like this ledge that you see that it comes off at, the ladder kind of like stalling out. It looks like there's like a hatch above you if you want to trip it open, but as you peer into the ledge, like you see there's an entrance here, and there's actually like there's almost like a wall, right? You think almost as you conceptualize that they're up in like the hip area, right? And there appears to be like another entrance from like the other kind of leg on this ledge, and there's a room in front of you, and I think what you hear is the sound very familiar to you, Doc, of like metal grinding against metal, like metal kind of like scraping and grinding against itself from the far room.
Okay, I think yeah, she's definitely gonna be like, as she gets to the top, she'll like gesture to everybody, like, hurry up. And she's like pointing out in the direction that she wants to go towards to check out whatever's going on here. And I'm trying to come up with a Shakira reference and it's failing me. So just it's in everybody's head now. And that's
fine.
No, you can hear what you're thinking. The hips don't lie. You can hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on
Yeah.
1 second. I'm going to put you all on a map here, right?
I'm just resisting the temptation to make any other jokes. So
Something about if the ships are rocking, don't come a knocking. Something.
I was thinking something about like if there are any oils here that contribute to virility.
Oh boy,
Oh gosh, we're going.
we
back
did
there.
that already.
We did that already.
Whale is
That's
gone.
right. That's right. What is that? Oh goodness.
Okay, so as the group of you kind of stride forward into this space, you see what looks to be this like metal floor is kind of like torn out completely at the base in front of you, as it were, and you like peer down in, Doc. You see that like there's this rust around the edges of the metal floor itself, and as you look down in, you see this whole series of gears and wheels kind of like set within each other, clearly part of the mechanism that would like drive this whole thing. And there is down within this space a creature that looks very insect-like. It's got these almost like feathery-like antenna on top of it, this red kind of rust-colored shell, as it's like its like mouth kind of pointed away from you, as it seems to be like working and chewing and eating at one of these gears.
Why is it always bugs?
So many bugs.
We named the show after a bug. I felt a little committed, at least for these early episodes. Yeah.
Everybody else can like see this as they're like
The others
coming
are
into
with
the
you.
room.
Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah.
like following you in, and so I think that a lot of you can all like peer kind of past Doc and see these bugs kind of down within the like whatever the structure down beneath the floor as they're like working and chewing. Yep.
Okay. Kind of thinking, do we go back and check out the hatch and like deal with this later if it needs to be dealt with? But like, I don't know if we, if they haven't seen us, maybe we could like back out quietly.
Yes, we could stealth, of course. What could go wrong?
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I'm on board with this.
Therese is like hovering over the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Like, so okay, so
So
we're going back.
we want to check out what's in the hatch.
At least.
Yeah, I think Doc whispers like, let's go back.
Like down the hatch.
Oh gosh, up the hatch. Up the hatch.
Yeah.
As you kind of go out.
I mean, who's to say what's down and what's up?
Yeah.
Somebody said.
Yeah, Reggie.
Ah. Very true.
how quickly we forget. As you go back out and you like look up to the hatch, like who's gonna try to open it? I guess you try to grab it, Doc, and like push it open. It seems to be like sealed, pretty firmly. Just
Could
locked.
I try to open it with my thieves' tools?
Indeed, you could. I'm gonna have you make a check. Yeah, go ahead. You could use your dex plus your thieves' tools.
Okay.
I will say while this happens, Reg is going to be like near the entrance from the other area into this, just like on guard in case loud sounds draw attention.
Got it.
Does this work? Yeah, that did that.
It sure did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
19. Okay.
I'm just changing my dynamic lighting settings. Okay, so as you pull out like the tools and you begin like kind of fiddling and working with like the mechanism at the edge, finally like, and the hatch like slides out of the way, and you see the ladder descending upwards, and I think there's a plaque like right in front of you affixed to the wall that says to the engine room.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna so I've kind of gotten in there, and I'll head in that direction and kind of point so the others follow me, I guess.
Oh, engines. Yeah, Doc, you love those. Oh.
Is it still necessary that we whisper?
Like probably the bugs are. Those seem like bad news bugs.
Bad news bugs. That sounds like some sort of story one should write. Right. Up, down, onward.
Okay. So you're going to take the same marching order, right? Okay. So with Doc in front, Rhea kind of following close behind, Reginald at the bottom, the lot of you begin to ascend. Asturias, you fly behind the group of them. And so with that, oops, here we go. I'm just checking your visions, and
all good.
As you climb, you end up climbing for like what's about another like 30 or so feet. It takes you a little bit, and finally there's like a second hatch up here above you, but it appears to be like pushed out of place. This one is like a solid metal plate. And as you kind of like file out of it up in here, you see that the floor in here is this kind of like patterned copper and steel and brass. It's all like very sort of sophisticated looking and like meticulously built, as it were. And as you come up into this space, how about I have the bunch of you all roll perception checks?
Oh, you got me nervous there for a second. Sorry. Perception.
20! Oh, wow.
Not a 20, but same number.
Yeah, wow.
Why am I having to click twice? I'm gonna click again.
I don't know. Your sheet's a 20!
20!
That's very funny.
My 17 was the lowest. That's wild.
Wow.
A lot of you
wasting them on the perception check. I love it.
It's unbelievable, actually. A lot of you hear voices in the distance, and you hear the like clanking and banging of metal. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Hold on.
Somebody in our group does.
I could have.
But does anybody here right now? I don't know.
I do speak Draconic.
Oh.
Yes.
You do.
Yes, Reginald has studied a fair
With
amount.
the natural 20, Reginald, you hear this this tiny Draconic kind of voice barking commands at these others like, that is expensive. Take it off. Rip it off. And another voice like, it's attached very strong. And another voice like, get 3 of you then. I don't care. Get it off. Keep it away from the bugs. Keep it away from the bugs, I said. Get it into the bag. You lot, move this. Move that. Get these over there towards the boiler.
Would Reginald interpret this to be a dialect of Draconic most often spoken by kobolds?
Yes.
Great.
Kobolds.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I would say that Reginald, having studied quite a bit about this, would say, we are not alone. And you must be wise and keep your eyes open. They are known for setting traps. And that's it. And he'll point in the direction from which, I mean, everyone heard it, right? But
yeah.
they appear to be fighting. With each other, of course.
So they won't, like, notice us if we look around, you think?
Look around.
Yeah. I do not know. How large does the room appear? I mean, I guess we can only see what we can see. So you're in a
corridor I've not described adequately, right? You're in a corridor. There's a wall to your left. A lot of you actually can't see past this wall. I didn't draw my line of sight in here.
That's fine.
But the corridor like leads forward for quite a ways, and then it kind of like diminishes into the darkness from where you are. You don't quite see the end of it from where you're standing.
And does the sound appear to be like coming from the other side of the wall or down
like
the
corridor?
other
side of the wall? Yeah.
Got it. Perhaps we advance forward carefully and attempt to make first contact.
I'm advancing you carefully.
Like punching them, like contact, like to fight them.
Well, not all kobolds are worthy of. Oh, I do not know. It may not be necessary to fight them.
Yeah,
You're the
it's
one who
in
talks.
it's in the diplomat's handbook that you shouldn't assume that everybody is automatically your enemy.
Right. Do you have a copy of that, perchance? Because it appears that I may be the one communicating.
Not like on me right now.
Oh, I could like help you make pamphlets when we get back to the ship. It's easy, and I do it all day. If you want.
We have a printing press on
Ray,
the
I
Dragonfly.
brought the printing press. Yeah, each of you was given your one personal item to bring on the ship. Did you not get
Your
that?
luxury item.
Asterius brought
Like a laser
skateboard.
printer?
Yeah.
It's Durius. Could you perhaps give me a quick highlights? What do I need to be a diplomat?
Don't be aggressive. Talk slowly.
Oh, is Jake a diplomat? I didn't know.
Jake would probably be a good diplomat, actually, except those bees can be kind of aggressive.
Bees
That is all.
aren't natural
Very well.
diplomats.
Try not to assume a threatening position. Could be kind of difficult.
And I
You are
think,
kind of imposing.
yeah, I do think like Reginald like just kind of adjusts his bow tie, and then this like kind of like presses down his tweed jacket a little bit, and then like kind of looks over at Waffle and like wonders how if that will be perceived as threatening in any way, but he hopes not.
How dare you?
Waffle is very powerful. Reginald
Waffle is a sweet baby angel.
Reggie is scared of Waffle. Let's just establish that for a fact.
Can Waffle like smile? I'm just imagining like just looking at Waffle
Yeah,
and then Waffle
my
just like
my
a
picture of
little
Waffle
smile.
is that Waffle has like a really cheeky smile.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, he'll throw you a little like butane torch thumbs up. Like,
Oh, that's adorable.
I love the notion
Okay,
that he has
okay.
a little metal tongue too. That he's like, ah.
I like that. I think we're just describing the How to Train Your Dragon.
I think we might. Be. Yeah.
oh, that is, yeah. Toothless was definitely front of mind when I was.
All right.
Okay, advancing slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anyone following me?
Food.
Yeah.
We are friends, not food.
So as the lot of you like advance slowly, you see the room opens up to your left, and I think, Professor, you catch sight of what looks like a door that appears to have been like blasted out of this wall over here. There's a whole section of like twisted, bent metal wall kind of bulging out from the side of this room that's to your north, as this alcove kind of spreads out next to you. And the voices are distinctly coming, like echoing out of like the chamber of this room. Get that and that. Pack them away. Good coin for that.
Should we make ourselves known?
We could sell that to the Black Blades. And then I think you hear one of them like, those GIF? We do business with them? They were pretty nasty last time. Like, shut up. They pay good coin.
Perhaps I'm not the best.
Yeah, because we didn't
Why?
understand
What
that.
did they say?
Yeah, none of us know that that's the problem.
They have contracted with GIF before, and it could be. And he just like, I think he just like stands there, just like stammering. Not, yeah. I mean,
Well, okay, like
Okay.
couldn't you just be the translator, you know?
Yeah, that was gonna be my idea. Let's go.
Can we like check out this alcove first? Like, is there anything before we, make ourselves known.
So as you like come
Maybe there's some cool stuff to check
as you're
out.
like coming down this hallway, they're really like these kind of smooth, kind of bluish metal walls on either side of you. The floor is like, again, very like intricate, very well laid out, and there's really like nothing of note, right? It seems just like a service hallway, right? But as it opens out into like this big large room in front of you, Doc, like I think you catch sight of like the blasted door, and you get the impression pretty quickly that this is like a working area. I think you're able to like catch probably like a little bit of a scent in the air of like oil, like there's like machinery nearby, and there is in fact like light kind of radiating out from within this room, this area like in front of you, or on the other side of the wall, I should say. Like it appears to be pretty well lit.
I guess what do we want out of we talk, just making some friends? Asking,
Yes.
checking some stuff out?
Maybe they'll give us some of the stuff,
It was your idea to come in here.
I just wanted to see it. Is this not super cool?
It's super cool.
I don't need to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I thought
I
we
know-
might get some of the stuff, So
It seems that there are others that have the same idea. Let us go. Let us not assume an aggressive stance, as Asturias says, and assume the best.
Maybe they'll want to like come on the Dragonfly with us. I don't know.
Why would we want that?
I don't know.
Or make some sort of deal. They appear capable of and willing to negotiate with people such as myself, more or less.
Maybe we could sell them some of that whale goo and like trade it for something cooler.
Let's just go. There's only one way to go.
Okay.
Keep flying around in circles.
You gonna make your way into the room?
Yes, but I do think that like Reg is like kind of looking back at Asturias, like, are you? Oh, okay.
You want me to come with you?
I thought we decided I would be a translator.
Did we decide?
I think
Oh,
we
I
should
had
all
said
go,
that.
but like,
Yeah.
I can go in, but I don't know what to say and I don't know how to say it. So.
Then let us go. And I think Reg just starts walking, and in it Draconic just says, it says very slowly, "Hello."
Oh my God.
Okay. And so as you step into the room, Reg, Asturias behind you, I think your gang back here at the door.
What can I do? What can I do?
And you call out, "Hello!" I think you hear like, "What? What's that? What?" And you like peer up, stepping into the room. You know, like, oh, it's pretty well lit. And as you look around, you see like the whole center of the floor again, like chewed out, this rust kind of hanging around the edges. On the far side of the room, you see this like one lone kobold. He's kind of rifling through what looks like a big container box, and he turns looking back to you. But just north, you see a handful of them, and these three kind of like turn, wheeling up at you. One of them is like holding this like heavy wrench in its hand, and the other two are holding this big heavy piece of like metal equipment that they drop like startled, and we hear like bang, ding, 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 ding. And the one with the wrench is like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, glad we abandoned the room with the 4 bugs so that we could get all this other stuff we can't go on.
I was gonna say that sound's gonna bring up the bugs. What are you doing? Not that they could
They would
probably
like to know who we are, he says to Asturias.
And I think it turns like looking to you, Asturias.
Or the crew of the Dragonfly.
You brought a ship? I think it asks in common.
We fly on a ship.
No. Oh no.
Who looks back at the other couple?
That's what Ray is saying that in the background. Like I think, wondering.
Turns like looking back at you.
Yes, if we've given our hand.
I think you hear the sound of what sounds like the bugs eating metal again, coming from down out of like the hole, this huge kind of like excavation in the center of the room. And the one like cobbled here with the other ones like steps forward, and it says again in common like, you are here for the bounty?
The bounty.
No.
Why did you come here?
Ask them what the bugs are.
We're explorers.
They are our bugs. We understand.
We don't want your
tongue.
bugs.
Good.
Definitely don't.
We come in peace. And
I think we're like transferring over to Red. It's just like, ask him more about the bounty.
What do you want?
That's interesting.
The Droon have claimed this. This is our wreck, our salvage.
Salvage. Yes. Where is the owner of this ship?
Our bounty. You will not take them. We will bring them back to Ipsen. Our prize.
Have we heard that word Ipsen before? Have we heard that?
Yeah,
Right.
it was the name of like the mercenary company that seems to have like potentially manufactured this thing.
Okay.
And I think like Reggie's like elbowing like Asturias, like do your thing.
And I think that the like one with the wrench like looks to you, Asturias, like, you are the captain?
No. Definitely not.
You are the captain then?
The captain is on. The captain is not here.
Go back to your captain.
I think Doc is gonna whisper to Ray, "We have a captain."
I think that the little thing like just growls at you. Go back to your captain. Tell them that the Droon have claimed this wreck. It is ours. The prisoners are ours. The bounty from Ipsen is ours. You will turn and flee with your ship,
There are
or we will take it from you.
Prisoners, yeah, okay. That's, yeah. You gotta, tell us more about that. Yeah.
I think he looks at you. You are the captain?
No, Captain's sick today, but, we're just here, Sorry, prisoners, you said?
We are the Droon. We have taken the crew, the mutineers from Ipsen's castle guard. They are ours. We will return them for the bounty, and they will suffer at the hands of the mercenaries.
Right.
Where did, smart kobolds like yourself keep these prisoners?
I think that one of the ones in the back is like, actually, they are trapped inside room. We have not gained custody yet. And the one with the wrench is like, shut up! He throws the wrench, like, bang, like, bounces off his face, like, oh! And he, like, wheels back at you. It is of no matter. I will count to 3, and then I will unleash my hell upon you. Turn and flee this place, or we will take your ship.
Okay, within 3 seconds. Within that, can I just want to, from what I'm understanding, is basically that because this ship was created by Ipsen, but there seems to be another crew that has been taken hostage, and there's a bounty on them. Are we to assume that those people are not from Ipsen? Would I know that?
But they mutinied?
Yeah, they mutinied from the mercenary crew apparently, and now
they went rogue.
And then there's a bounty on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the rogue is back on the ship.
Yeah.
Santa rogue.
He's the captain.
Okay, he's counting. No, I will count
with the
to
captain.
1.
No, 1.
No.
2!
We're gonna count to 2.
3 then! 3! I said 3 first!
Side.
So I think that this is where we roll initiative.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Your second night in a row of counting to 3 being very important to the plot.
That's actually very true and hilariously funny.
We got initiative open. Let's see.
Oh,
Click
I
token.
clicked it but didn't.
There we go.
Sure. Put the 20 there. Why not?
Can you add me, Rich, and then add my
Of
11?
course.
Yeah, did the same.
Thanks.
Not great, Bob. Not great. Not
Rhea,
great.
you got an 11. What'd you get?
I got it.
Oh, okay, cool.
0.13.
What'd you get, Doc?
8.16. I put.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
I love having players that are all dungeon masters.
What? Asturias,
We all know
Asturias
how
doesn't
Roll20
want to
works.
lead the way? What? Asturias doesn't want to lead the way? I'm so shocked.
Oh, but I am first.
Maybe not.
Let's hope I am at this point.
Yeah.
Given the information we currently have.
Bear with me one sec. Last ones. Here we go.
Sorry, I mean, like, why did he make the bugs roll initiative, right? Like, why could that possibly be
Yeah,
important?
what a jerk. What a jerk move. It won't matter. The bugs are just going to eat metal on their turn. Asturias, you go on 21. The dude in the front has thrown his wrench, but he has a multitude of other, like, pouches and bags, kind of flasks tethered around him. And it's at this point that I think you realize that these kobolds all looking at you, they're beginning to kind of, like, draw knives from their belts, and you see, like, tiny, ugly versions of you, Asturias. Little wings, like, and they all kind of start to like float off the ground a little bit. These winged
I have
kobolds.
all the wrong spells for what I want to do right
Sorry.
now. Okay. What do I want to
I
do?
don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. Oh boy. What a mess we're in, huh? Okay. Let me. Goodness. They did not want to have a fight. It's not what they came here to do.
It's almost like somebody forced your hand. Some external force who.
To be fair, I was gonna go, and then they said they had prisoners.
We
Just
avoided
like,
one fight. We avoided one fight.
Did
but-
we? Or are those bugs going to come up and join their friends?
I would
Well,
not be
that's going to be a
surprised he
question
dropped
for.
that wrench
Oh,
real
we didn't
loud.
close the hatch. Oh my god! Use your action to dash to the hatch.
I am definitely not really sorry, Todd.
I have no idea what I want to do. This is stressful.
You could just give your turn up. That's cool.
I know I could.
Or you
Yeah,
could, like,
I don't.
prep an action.
Yeah, that's what I was like thinking about holding an action. I think I'm gonna ready my crossbow
Oh.
that I remembered that I have this time. Different character. Still always forget I have a crossbow. And if when I think any of the kobold trio attacks any of my allies, then I will shoot at the offending attacker. Is that specific enough?
That is specific enough. Yep, that's specific.
I've never
enough.
done this before.
I might have to be a total jerk though and be like, I don't think you're proficient in a crossbow. You have it.
Am I not?
Yeah, you have it, but you definitely don't really know how to use it that terrifically. There's nothing to preclude you from shooting.
It's a
it.
hand crossbow specifically, or a light crossbow rather.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
It does because you're not proficient in either of them. So yeah.
When it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
Ay, ay, ay.
I don't know how I let that get past me. Sorry about that, Druid.
Okay, then I think instead. Yeah, I think what I'll do is as my bonus action, I'll cast Shillelagh and I will prepare my quarterstaff. And if they reach melee, and if they go to attack any of my allies, I will go into melee range to
hit them.
Counter attack. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense?
Sure does.
Yeah.
Asterius, that was your action on 15, or rather on 20 something. On 15, the little kobold here at the lead of this pack, he like lifts this almost like little metal whistle and is like blows it, and you hear the like stops, and these two like rust-colored bugs proceed to like come climbing up out of like this pit of metal down here. This one is actually going to be able to get relatively close. Okay, it's going to dash, and it comes like scurrying right up at you, Professor, though it's not able to act. This one, having gone a bit further, can get to like here. And it comes scurrying up to you, Asterius. You can use your ready to action to hit it with your shillelagh if you want.
Okay. Sure. Might as well. It's here. Wow.
Hey, thank you, Aiden. I built this map this afternoon. That is a critical one,
Sure
Asterius. You swing a little wildly at this thing as it comes, and it just whiffs, you know? It's like the kid swinging at the bat on the tee, and it's just like your eyes close for a second, like you bracing yourself for the impact, but you just like overextended, have to catch your balance with
I
your
don't think
wings
I've ever
before you
tried to
topple.
use my shillelagh while flying on a thing that I presume is maybe also flying. I don't know.
It's not flying. It's scurrying along the ground, but I think it like
Okay.
rears up to get you, and you just swing like completely missing. That was your reaction on their turn. On 11, these guys go. So these little kobolds with wings come like surging at you. Let me double check their little flying move speed. It's not that awesome. Yeah, they come like rushing in. I think this one's gonna come over here. This one over here. It comes like flying towards you, and it's gonna throw its little knife at you, Asterius.
Mm-hmm.
And another one does 23.
I don't even have to check my AC. Yeah.
This dagger comes like spinning end over end at you for 4 points of piercing damage, and this one does the same for you, Professor. Heaving this little knife towards you. 12. That probably
Does not
misses.
hit.
Okay. And it's at this point that you see a couple more come like flying out from around the corner. But they're going to just dash using their action to come surging up. And then this idiot over here basically does the same thing. That is their turn. Rhea, you're up.
Okay, let's I'll just move up and attack. Ooh, yeah. I'll attack the kobold in front of me with my spear, two-handed.
Oh, nice. You step in between Asterius and these enemies. 20! Rhea, you plunge your spear into this one in front of you. Go ahead.
Ooh.
15.
You harpoon this thing like the insect
Wow.
that it is, and just like as you like snap the spear down, it comes flying off the end of it, crashing into the ground, blood kind of pooling on the copper floor beneath it. And I think at this point you hear this collective shriek from the other kobolds in the room, like, "Ah! Kill it!"
And I'll use my bonus action. We got to get chompers on the field, you know.
Oh, time for chompers.
So 60 feet. Let's put them right at the leader, the wrench one,
Oh, yeah, right on the wrench.
and attack them. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits the wrench for 11 points of force damage.
Wow.
He screams as Chompers kind of cleaves down into him. Yeah, that was not ideal. Rhea, that was your action. That was your bonus action.
I'm not gonna move. I'll move one, so I'm still in range with this little bug. But
You got it.
This little bug.
Doc, you're up on 8.
Can you clarify a couple things for me?
Yeah, sure. Let's
click on, I think, yeah. Okay, so for the green flame blade, the second creature has to be within 5 feet of its friend, not like both within 5 feet of me, right?
Yeah, no. As long as they're within 5 feet of each other, you're good. The fire like leaps off the one you hit to the other one.
Yeah. Okay. That seems harder for the situation to exist. So, but that's okay.
These spells are tricky. Green flame blade is tough, but yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's fine. I was. I'm not. And then, so if I cast this, I still like make a melee attack, right? It's just.
Yep.
Or do I cast it and then like my next turn I have to do the attack?
No, you brandish the weapon and make an attack as basically like the somatic component of the spell is you like attacking with your weapon.
Okay. Okay. Not that I can do any of that this round because that would be too cool. I think I'm going to move. Let me do things. I am going to move here. Yes. To get to the other side of this bug, and I'm going to take my battle axe and I'm swinging it with both hands at this bug.
20!
Yeah.
Oh, I have advantage. Yeah. Oh my
Advantage,
gosh.
yeah.
15 slashing
guys
damage.
do not
Jeez.
stand a
That's a great
chance.
move, getting the natural 20 and then the 7+8. It's a very good. I like that one.
That's big time
Yeah.
clutch. Yeah.
Are you mocking me? Yeah, right.
The axe comes like cleaving down into the shell on the back of this thing, which just like ruptures as you like hammer down into it, Doc. And the bug like makes this terrible kind of like groaning sound as you cleave into its back. It's still up, but it's badly hurt. That's your movement and your action.
Yeah, and then for my bonus action, I'm gonna say to Waffle, steer clear of the bugs, buddy, and because I'm afraid they eat metal, and he is a metal bug, metal boy.
That's a good idea.
And so Waffle is going to, and then I'm going to tell him to go after the kobold he can get to, which is that one, and hit it.
Ooh, nice.
He's going to go after this guy and do his tail whip. 9, I assume, does
That's
not
a
hit.
miss as he comes like flying up like whoo, and yep, he just misses, unfortunately. So that's Doc's turn on 8, right? That's about it?
Yep, that's
Okay.
everything.
Professor?
Yes. 2 questions. 1, the bug in front of me. How damaged does it look relatively?
Yeah, pretty badly hurt. Doc just like really laid a pretty nasty blow into its back.
Great. Okay, next question. The kobold over by Waffle. Is that like a ledge there, or is it
Yeah, like I want you to imagine that the floor literally just drops off about like 6 or 8 feet to these gears underneath it. And like literally you get the impression that like that something like kind of ate its way in. Perhaps these rust-colored bugs. It is not like, it shouldn't be like this. Yeah.
Got it. But like he's
Does
basically
that count as
like
flanking? Like
he's
He's
like
got wings.
standing
He's
on the
flying.
edge.
He's
Oh, he's
flying.
flying.
The kobolds all
Oh,
have
okay.
wings, yeah, and he's flying.
Thank you. That I missed that important detail.
So did I.
Great. Then let's make life easy. Reginald will welcome Doc to the battlefield. Nod. And say, shall I attempt to? Yes. And then he will kind of just adjust his bow tie, out of which 3 magic missiles will fly. And here we go. Magic missile. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Wow.
10 points of force damage.
That is sick. That was all for that one little guy?
Is all for the rust bug that I'm right next to.
Okay.
To clarify.
Excellent. Got it. I'm sorry. I finally did it where I like fat fingered my way out of Roll20 while we're streaming.
Not that anyone's going to see that, right?
Oh, yeah, no, they definitely will. I'm just glad I hit a good site, you know. Uh, everything on like my hotbar is D&D related or RHAP. So you blast this bug in front of you for 10 points of damage with your magic missiles altogether. Hold on, the chat should be coming right back for y'all in a second here. There we go. Oh, I didn't even have the chat on this map. Yes, I should. There it is. Okay, fixed. It's still up.
It is still up.
Barely. It is like flailing around on the ground a little bit, pretty badly hurt, but it is still up. Yes.
Do I have any bonus actions that I can do? Give me half a second here. I think not. And I think that the professor will stay where he is in order to grant Doc advantage on our next turn.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. That's my turn.
You got it. Bear with me 1 second while I pull my new sheets out. Okay. I need that one. I need that one. I need this one. Okay, cool. So, with that, Professor, as you are up, this kobold with the wrench here, the little boss of this crew, he seems pretty pissed, and he is going to, let me see what I got. Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
never a
much
good
good
sign for us.
stuff. Yeah, there's so much good stuff. I think that he like pulls out this flask off of his belt and he's going to heave it probably at Doc's back.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Stay away from my bugs!" Yeah, 16. Does that hit you, Doc?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna cast shield, so it doesn't.
Oh,
Can I do that for
yeah, you totally
yeah,
can.
whatever
You
this
like
is,
your
yeah.
head like just spins over your shoulders. He screams at you, telegraphing his attack, and you're like, "What's your shield look like?"
It's like it kind of just like shoots out of my arm as this like transformer type like
Yes.
gear mechanism that like as it like shoots up.
Yes. And I think we see this vial like break against it, and you hear the hissing of acid on the other side of it. At which point, then he, taking his little wings, is going to fly away from this horrible spectral turtle, which is like floating in front of it, wailing at it. And so he comes flying over to here, also like hovering over the pit a little bit, looking for some safety. Asturias, you're up on 21.
I'd like to
Okay.
imagine, by the way, that like back on the Dragonfly, Lux is just adjusting her +1 breastplate a little bit, just kind of, as Doc is taking acidic damage.
That's exactly what's happening. And meanwhile, in the back, Jake and the Badmen are like passed out after having like drunk all of the juice from the fermenting grapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about. Doc
Yeah.
has taken no acid damage.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
all good.
No, it
So
missed.
It did.
Oh, that's right.
but
That's right. Okay. Sorry, Zed. Sorry about that.
Didn't.
But inspired by acid getting thrown, Asturias goes for primal savagery at this stupid bug, and it's a 21.
Okay, what does that look like as Asturias primally savages this thing?
They already have fangs, but their fangs will get longer, and like it's a full-on like trying to bite the head off this stupid thing.
Oh, it's some vampire tiefling stuff for
For
6 points
damage.
of acid damage. You like dive down, biting into this bug, acid like seeping out of your mouth. It like groans like the other one. Yep, you heard it pretty well. That's your action. Bonus action. Anything else?
I don't think so. I'm not going to use my wild shape while I'm in melee range because it's kind of pointless.
Okay. That was your turn on 15. These things go. So the one that you just bit, Asturias, like lunges back at you.
Mm-hmm. We fighting.
Just biting each other.
Just biting each other.
5. It misses badly.
Yeah, bye.
Mhm.
Bit you in the face.
And
Bye.
Can't even see me.
It jumps at you. What are you wearing? You have leather armor on. You have
Studded leather, yeah.
shield.
You know me, I love studded leather.
Okay, you're in good shape. Meanwhile, though, this one that's over by you is wheeled on you. Is your axe enchanted with any of your infusions, Doc?
No, it is not.
Okay, so the blade of it appears to just like have this layer of rust that you see like growing after having cleaved down into it, and now the thing like whirls at you and like lunges, ignoring the professor who just like pounded its back with magic missiles. 21, does that hit you, Doc?
Yeah.
With your shield up?
I'm not going to bother. It would still hit.
Okay.
Stays up.
Your shield is still up until the beginning of your
okay.
next turn, right? So whatever your AC was is higher. So you
It
take
hits 4, right? So
Yep, you take 6 points of piercing damage, but as like it jumps up, like biting at you, it hits your armor. What are you wearing?
I have. I was
gosh.
just looking at this. Oh no, studded leather as well.
Studded leather. Okay, so I think that like it hits your armor, like biting down in, clamping on you, and as it pulls away, some of the studs of the leather literally like just turn to like rust and fall right off the side of your armor. Like so much dust in the wind. I won't sing Kansas. We don't need DMCA shit. The winged kobolds all go on 11. This one in front of Waffle is just like, this would sell for good coin. And he like stabs out at it with his little dagger. 12, that probably misses Waffle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
These two come flying, and I think this one coming here. No, you know what? This is what they're gonna do.
This whole freaking stack over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Poor Rhea. The two of them come like darting in at you, like, you killed our cousin, and they both stab for you. 16 and 12. Do those hit you, Rhea?
Those miss.
Okay.
Wow.
Your shield like blocking away, spear in one hand, shield in the other. Clancy protects you. Doc, this one goes for you. It's flanking. 17. Probably misses with your shield up, right?
Misses with the shield. Yep.
Okay. Your armor class has been reduced by 1 because of the stupid rust monster. I'm sorry. This one went.
Okay.
This...
I wasn't. So my battle axe wasn't infused, but my armor was.
Oh, then your armor's fine.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those guys went. Rhea,
like,
you're up on 11.
Bugs.
What's your base AC normally? I'm just curious.
For me?
Yeah.
15.
Oh wow. Okay, so close.
Okay, so these guys came close, and then that was so dumb because I'm gonna try to inflict wounds on them.
This is Rhea's
You're
favorite.
so dumb. You're so dumb.
21. Yeah. Oh, on the one above the bug, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. You like reach out, like just grabbing at it with the spear in one hand. You hit it for 20 points of necrotic damage. Yeah. I think you see it like mummify instantly. It's like as like every like last like bit of it just like it like sucks in on itself. Its eyes like wither back into its head, teeth start falling out of its mouth, and the shriveled husk of whatever was a kobold moments before drops to the ground.
You chose poorly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
I did.
for a bonus action, we'll move Chompers to come over and help Lux. As it's like coming over, I'm just gonna.
Rude.
Sorry, Doc. Sorry.
Oh, they're
Sorry.
happy. They're
As
changeling.
as to the kobold above, I just killed 2 of your friends, so this would be so stupid for you to keep fighting. And then we'll attack with the Chompers. Will attack again for 19.
That hits.
9.
Oh yeah, Chompers like just dives in and is like crushes its head from behind, and it drops to the ground behind Doc. You hear like the thud. Rhea is dangerous. Don't F with Clancy.
Yeah,
Rest of
these
us even
kobolds are
here.
going to go off and tell tales of the the furbolg that destroyed them.
Not thrilled. Rhea, that was your action bonus action. That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Doc, you're up on 8.
Great. I'm going to swing at the stupid bug again. Although, so what happened to my battle axe? Is it just like kaput? I need to use something else?
-1 to hit and damage.
Okay. So yeah, I'll swing again.
Hits.
Sorry. Yeah, okay.
Still hits. So it's going to be 10 points of damage instead of 11. But you cleave down into it and destroy it. The bug, like, you drive the axe into its head, but as you yank the axe blade back out, it's clear it's still like it's deteriorating even a little bit more now. Your precious axe. Doc, that was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
Yeah, so for my bonus action, I'm gonna tell Waffle to do it again. And for my movement, I'm gonna come stand on the other side of this bug over here. So I'm gonna move, and then Waffle is going to whip at this stupid kobold again.
16
for
hits.
16. For 3 force damage.
The kobold's still standing. He's like, "Arr!" He like takes the hit, like kind of flapping backwards a little bit, his knife flashing at Waffle. He's still up.
Okay.
And that's your turn. Professor, you're up on 6.
So all these others having been handled well by Doc and Chompers, I think the professor is going to look over at the rust bug or whatever between Asturias and Doc and take a step back, use his interaction to remove his pince-nez, his glasses, from his snoot, and he will lean forward and charge toward the bug, impaling it with the power of his head, using headfirst charge, and I need it to make a strength saving throw.
With your hippo-like head.
Okay.
I make a special attack with my hippo-like head, so I will move 15 feet and basically attempt to boop it with my snoot.
Oh, how the tables have turned. As the wizard charges the rust monster, it rolls a 12 on its strength saving throw.
It is against a DC of 12.
Which means it has succeeded, unfortunately.
It has barely succeeded. And does it take half damage? It does not. It is, yeah. Sadly, it is against my strength, not against my...
You just run into a bug and it does nothing.
Professor.
Yeah, it's just like, boom, boom, and then stops.
As you come, like, charging at it, I think the trouble is it's lower to the ground than you expected, right? And I think there's a point where you realize, like, your center of mass is pitching too far and you're about to face plant right into the ground if you continue your momentum, as it were. So at the last second, you have to kind of pull your head up and you're not able to, like, make contact sufficiently with it.
Okay, yep. Excellent.
All around this one
I know.
bug over here.
It's hilarious.
Silly.
So that is my action and part of my movement. And I'm just gonna, if I can, bonus action to place my glasses back on my snoot.
You got it, dude.
That's my turn.
With that, the professor, like,
What a rollout.
reseating his glasses, as it were. This little kobold up here is just like, you are fools! You are all fools! Oops, I gotta get my notes out of here. He's just like, the Droon have taken this. You should not stand against us. And he, like, reaches down and proceeds to throw. Oops, I'm sorry. This cat's giving me real conflict. Right. So he proceeds to throw at you this small ceramic pot, and I think he is heaving it at Doc as the closest one there. 21.
Yep.
Okie doke. So, Doc, unfortunately, as you are hit with this pot, gosh, closing out that roll 20, really coming back to.
We're really ruined it, right?
Yeah. I really like.
What type of damage is this?
Well, as it like shatters over you, this mass of bugs proceed to appear all around you.
Bees?
This like
Bees?
writhing.
Is it bees?
No, they are in fact grubs, and they basically begin. Oh, hold on. Right. They basically swarm all over you, right? Let's see how many you got here.
Bugs. So many bugs.
Right, so there's like the pot like shatters on your armor and bugs like spray to the ground, these like rot grubs all over the floor, but there's clearly 3 of them on top of you, and at the start of your turn they're gonna like give you some problems. That was his action, and he then proceeds flying this ways. That's about as far as he can get. So that was his turn. Asturias, you're up on 21.
Okay. I didn't sign up for this fight. I'm just gonna keep biting this stupid bug. Because that worked before. It did not work this time. Oh, well, does a 13 hit?
13 does hit.
Okay. Ooh. I was like, somebody's got to be flanking in this.
We're literally all flanking.
We're just
Like
holding
all around
hands.
one
I'm sorry, Asturias, I lied to you. I thought it was a kobold. It's an AC 14 on the rust monster. I'm horrible today, Zed. I'm sorry.
Oh. But its AC is reduced by 1 because it rusted
Because there's
itself.
It rusted its carapace. Yeah, that is to no avail. As you like chomp down to bite at it, its shell is too shell-like.
Its shell is too shell-like. All right. Well, Asturias is feeling really great about themselves. They're just gonna hold their ground and hope for the best.
Okay.
Right.
That was Asturias. It goes on 15, and I think that it is going for Doc, who has the most metal on them of everybody. It's like antenna wildly kind of flapping. It wheels at you, Doc, and tries to bite. 20.
Yeah, it's been more than a round, right? So my shield.
Yeah, now your shield would be
Oh.
down technically, wouldn't it? Didn't you go already again?
Yep.
Yes, you did. So you take 9 points of piercing damage, but your armor is thankfully infused as it is not subject to the effects of the rust as it chomps into you for 9 piercing damage. That's its turn. This kobold next to you, Rhea, is just like, wait, no, do not leave us! And it's gonna like slash at you once with its little dagger. 17.
Nope.
At which point
This is-
it tries to fly
What a
away,
boss.
and you can take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. With my spear.
19
19.
hits.
Gosh.
4.
You like punch out with the spear and manage to land a glancing blow as it like flies towards its boss, escaping. This one follows suit, same deal. It stabs out at Waffle, 7, like clang, the knife just like deflecting off Waffle, but Waffle could take an attack of opportunity as it flies away.
19.
Hits. So
For just the 3
yeah,
force damage.
crack, Waffle like snapping into it with his little tail. This little sucker is still alive though, barely. He's like like bleeding pretty badly from this like gash on his back from where the tail lashed him. That's their turn. Rhea, you're up.
Okay, so first, let's have Chompers charge at that guy. Can get there, 20 feet.
Oh, nice.
15.
Hits.
11 points of
Oh
damage.
yeah, Chomper's like just taking a body
Goodness
count at this point,
gracious.
lunges and just like crushes this little kobold. Its wing like rips off its back. You should not like these grubs; they're horrible. Rhea, that was your bonus action.
Okay, I don't want to attack it with my weapon, seeing what happened to Doc. Not Lex. I have a big sheet. I think I'm gonna take a step away so I'm not in melee range, and it will get an attack of opportunity. If it, yeah, I'm gonna take a step back from
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna get an attack of opportunity. Okay. 17.
Misses just. And let's cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Oh wow. Okay, go for it. Miss as you
Oh.
like point blank fire the guiding bolt down. It's like darting around on the ground, right? Like writhing and kind of surging at you, and the guiding bolt just like deflects off the copper floor.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
Okay, Rhea, that was your turn. Doc, you're up on 8.
Oh, I will move back closer to it so that Reg has advantage if he wants it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Are these grubs doing something at the start of my turn?
Yes, I'm really sorry. So the 3 grubs which are on top of you.
You're not sorry.
I know,
It's
I'm
fine.
not that sorry. The 3 grubs that are on top of you begin burrowing into your flesh, Doc.
Oh, that's so much worse than what I was expecting.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Holy crap. Doc, you take 12 points of necrotic damage as you watch one of these things like eat its way into your hand and vanish beneath the surface of your skin.
No.
Like, that's what the rot grubs do at the start of your
It's
turn.
my nightmare. Oh god.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gross.
Does anybody... Oh, never mind. You guys can't X card me on the stream too, please, because I will get much more graphic here and horrible. Yep. Meanwhile, there's like this mass of them on the ground, like...
Wait, there's more? There's no...
There's still this like square next to you where they are, Doc looks like really hurt, by the way, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on myself in an attempt to, like, hope that like, expels the bugs that have burrowed.
Are you proficient in medicine, Doc?
So much.
I would hope
That's
so.
ironic. That would be ironic.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Make a medicine check and go for it. Cast your Cure Wounds. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm too freaked out. I
Oh,
can't recall
yeah.
any of my training.
Yeah, you're very freaked out. Go ahead and roll your Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Bug knowledge, medicine, bug knowledge. No, nothing.
Survival? Oh,
For
nice.
12.
Nice.
Is that right?
Yes, it sure is.
That's what you just took. That's great.
You get 12 hit points back.
So
Wow.
hit points. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then the bugs are not like pushed out. The grubs are not driven out of your wound, but you have your bonus action.
Okay. Everything changes when it gets gross.
It's famous saying.
just like to imagine if this were Real Housewives, that would be like Doc's like opening tagline. Everything changes when it gets gross.
Asterius's would be, I didn't sign up for this fight.
With a dexterity of 0. I think we know Reg's.
I think Waffle's gonna. My bonus action is gonna be to tell Waffle to go after the guy that is running away and get him. Basically, I kind of barely managed to utter it in my horror at what is happening.
You got it. Waffle surging across the room, swings and misses this little kobold.
Yeah.
That's your action. Bonus action, no movement, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You can move.
Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah. Okay. I will move.
Oh goodness.
I am also. Yeah. This is too gross. Okay. I am also gonna run after. I cannot move that far. I can move that far.
Okay. The rust monster already used its reaction this round to take an attack of opportunity at Rhea, so it's not able to. And the grubs don't have reach to get you. The grubs that are on you are with you. The others can't do anything. Professor, you're up on 6.
Can I say I do think it's cute that Chompers and Waffles are chasing after
It's
them.
very cute.
Yeah, they're going after
Very
these
cute.
kobolds while the rest of us are killing bugs.
Yeah.
So I had an up close look at this grub situation.
Yeah.
Does Reginald know anything about?
Make a nature check.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
nature.
let's give you a freebie nature check.
I just said, but he is more concerned about Doc right now than anything.
Appreciate that.
A 9.
Are you proficient in medicine? You're not, right?
No.
Okay.
No. I have a -1.
Right. So you're looking from Doc down to this mass of grubs kind of writhing across the floor amidst the broken crockery. You have no idea what these things are. Doc looks like pretty badly hurt, but healed themselves up a bit before darting away.
Okay. I think he does not like what these grubs did, and there's more in play, so I think he is just going to cast Scorching Ray.
Wow, nice. Okay.
And he will cast Scorching Ray on the grubs on the ground.
Okay.
So first one is a 22 to hit.
Wow.
That's 8 fire damage. Then a 19 to hit.
Hits.
That is 9 fire damage.
There's still a couple left squirming around.
One more. Uno más. 10 to hit.
Hits.
Yeah.
Whoa, boy, no.
They're
9
grubs.
fire damage.
Yeah.
With that, Reginald just 3 beams of fire, each one kind of spreading out across the floor, and the grubs are burned away.
Okay. Rhea,
Trying to click on things.
Asturias, could we... And he kind of gestures at the bug in front of him. As if to be like,
I've been trying.
I'm aware!
I
And,
bit it in the face.
Actually, he has seen that it took his reaction to bite at Rhea, so I think he's gonna... Nah. Wait, have Rhea and Asturias taken damage yet?
A tiny bit.
Oh.
No. You know what?
Okay.
He's gonna stay. He's gonna stay. Give Rhea advantage when her turn comes up. That's it. That's my turn. That's it.
Okay. And so, just like that, that's the professor's turn. This guy goes, as he's floating up here near the top of the room, he turns looking back at you, and he's like,
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just saying, is it possible with my turn that I could toss a healing potion over to Doc? Or is that too far? I guess that's
I
too
think that's
far.
very far.
Yeah, that's very far.
well-
If she was still right next to me.
Yeah, I think that's too far.
I've also got one.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I think we had discussed that. He knows that. Okay, we're good. Never mind.
I think that
no time issues.
Boss Wrench, as he's like flying away over here, looks back at you, Doc, and he's just like, it's too late for you now. They will eat you from the inside out. Laughing madly like a little bastard. And I think that he now throws a separate flask at you. Because he's a hateful little guy.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
20, that hits?
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc catches fire. As you take 1 point of fire damage. Like most of it kind of like crashing into like your armor, so it's not like burning your flesh that badly. But Doc's on fire.
This Doc is on fire.
Welcome to being the tank of this group, Melissa.
I didn't mean to build a tank. But
I know. I don't know that you even did build a tank, but somehow it's what happened during this fight. Asturias, you go on 21. Oh, and he continues moving, which is to say he flies out of the room.
Oh, fun.
He flies through like this doorway that you've noted up here and out of your line of sight.
All right. We're gonna try the shillelagh again, since the bite didn't work last time. Wow. Nope. Too
What a
grossed out.
roll.
Everything's gross. Everything's terrible. Apparently, Asturias cannot accomplish anything. They're gonna. Can I make it over to Doc? Let's see. Sure can. Okay, I'm gonna go stand next to. Go fly next to my friend. I can't do anything this time, but I will be there.
Did you bring marshmallows?
Oh man.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Melissa. It's just, they're just standing right next to the flaming friend. There's nothing you can do. It's even no.
I have resistance to fire damage, so I'm fine.
You'll get me back, I'm sure.
That's my turn.
Okay, that is Asturias' turn, which
Unfortunately.
brings us to this crappy little rusty bug. As everybody seems to have fled out of its range, it smells the chainmail on your person, Rhea, and so it turns at you. Its little feathery tendrils like as it lunges for you, trying to bite. 22.
Oh. Yeah, hit.
Okay, so at this point, Rhea, you take 3 points of piercing damage as this thing jumps up, like grabbing a hold, and your chainmail kind of hangs down almost like a skirt around your waist, right? And it grabs like a hold of your hip, biting for 3 piercing damage, and you see the chains like just turning to rust, kind of falling away at that thing. So you unfortunately lose 1 to your armor class. That's its turn.
Yep.
The kobolds go. This one lashes out at Waffle. Kang to no avail, and then it's gonna try to fly like, wait for me. Waffle can make another attack of opportunity if he wishes.
Oh yeah, he wishes.
Oh, he wishes.
13
Hits.
for 10 force damage.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wham! Waffle like flies up over the kobolds, I think, and like crack, smashing its tail down, drives it down into like these gears where it like crashes into them and stops inert, destroyed. That was their turn. Rhea, you're up on 11.
Okay. You know what's worked very well? I would like to inflict wounds on a bug.
Go for it. Inflict a wound on this thing.
Yeah. A wound.
That is. Wait, you're
advantage.
flanking. Yes, that hits. For 10
10.
points of
2 ones,
necrotic
isn't it?
damage, it is still up. You hear it like like groaning as you reach down, sending the magic of cleansing into it, but it's still hanging tough.
I'll just bring. Let's see. Do I have anything? I don't think so. As a bonus action, I don't think so. I'll just bring Chompers closer, 20 feet.
Okay, so that's your action bonus action, which brings us to Doc.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see if I could like jump across this section, but like I can't get there and jump. So I think I'm gonna just like move around the corner and see if there's a way to get to the other side of this like open area.
As you dart over here, like peering around the corner, first of all, at the top of your round, you're on fire. You take another point of fire damage, but
Great, yeah.
you notice that like the grub that you saw bury in your hand, like the agony of like these bugs under your skin, like the bug like falls out of your hand. Very foolishly, it seems, this kobold has like set you on fire and killed his bugs that were eating you alive from the inside. As none of the four of you know much about rock grubs, but it seems that our friend in the chat does. You come running around the edge, and I think you see there's like the narrowest gap here of about 10 feet. Like you think you're going to have your best odds to jump over here, if anywhere.
Okay. So if I use my action to dash, I could attempt that jump.
Yeah, you could.
Think.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want me to?
Let me
need to
double
roll for something?
check. Jump. Do you know the jumping rules off the top of your head? I feel like Troy always knows the jumping rules, which
not
just
remember.
like crack me up.
You can if you take 10 feet, a running jump equal to your strength number, not your strength modifier.
That's what I thought.
But your like basic strength
So
number.
you're cool. You can come like vaulting forward and jump clean over this with no problem.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I was fortunately Asturias was right there, so I remember exactly how far I was. Okay, so I'm basically gonna like use all of my movement to get to the other side of this thing.
You got it.
And then Waffle can just fly over here, right? Because he's a tiny,
He's a
dragon that can
flyer.
do that.
Fly.
Yeah. Turns out flying is cool.
Sure is.
Okay.
Highly recommend it.
So Waffle is gonna fly, and I'm assuming. Oh yeah, no, he can't. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be both of our turns.
Okay, Professor, you're up on 6.
Yeah, I think this bug attacking everyone else is starting to annoy the professor.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna like, as his free action, hopefully, it's just gonna like try and like reach down and like turn the thing's head toward him. Be like, "Hello, yes. Hello, goodbye." And it was gonna hit him with a quarter.
Go for it.
Because that's all I got is short range that isn't a spell at this point. Two-handed with advantage. 14 to hit.
14 does hit, as we have established. The Rust Monster's AC is 14.
Yes.
Yep.
6 bludgeoning damage.
It
Kill it.
is still up. Crack!
These friggin'
As you, like,
bugs.
thump it.
I think he'll look up at Rhea and just say, "Well, at least I've made myself known." And he's gonna stay there until this is resolved. Yeah.
Okay.
Although noticing that everyone else is running away from us.
I remember the Doc takes so much damage, like bugs on fires. Like, I'll go get him. Like, no.
I'll go get him. Oh, poor Doc. Doc is committed. Meanwhile,
I
Doc,
appreciate it.
as you're like have cleared the space here and you're standing on the other side, you hear like something like being like wound up clearly on like a string, and then suddenly this something like cracks here right in the doorway, and there's like a whole swarm of hornets as like this hornet's hive crashes into the doorway, and like out of it, not friendly bees like Jake has. Jake's bees are friendly, they are like bees. These are hornets, and they're like like massing in the door over here. Yep.
I think Waffle lets out kind of a little like he's not stoked.
I love that waffle sound. That was great. I'm glad that it's recorded.
Is he like a derp dragon? He's just like, what?
Yeah, he makes little like beeps and whistles as his way of communicating his
I love this. I love
fear
this
and
song.
reaction.
I love it. That was that guy's turn. Asturias, you're up on 21.
Okay. If I make it rain, would that put out the fire on Doc? Is it exposed flame? What does this fire look like?
It is, yeah. It's like Doc could put himself out. It would put it out. Yeah, it would put it out.
Okay, then I'm gonna create water and make it rain over Doc.
Make it rain, Doc.
I gotta get a little closer to do it.
Water
technically, so
like
I'm
surging
moving.
over you. You hear the like hissing as the fire is extinguished by the magic of your tiefling companion.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
A 30-foot cube. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's a lot of rain.
So much rain.
It really
So now all the like
is.
rusted
10
stuff is just getting
incredible
even
amount
more
of
rusty
water.
because it's
Flash
now all
dance.
wet.
Whoosh.
A 30-foot cube, huh? I mean, it's like big. It's like rain right here, you know? Like, seriously.
Avoid the metal dragon.
Magic, that's so funny. Holy crap,
It's a
that's
bad day to be
hysterical.
steel.
Wait,
It's a
Waffle
bad
can't
day.
Waffle can't be in the rain ever? He's water protected.
He's
Yeah.
water resistant.
He's water resistant.
Okay, I think that's my
Stainless
turn.
steel.
But
Stainless
you
steel.
know, I accomplished something.
And meanwhile, Doc just looks like a drowned rat. Like she's absolutely.
But she's not on fire.
This is the worst day. Like bugs in you, and then you're on fire, and then
Yeah.
you're just
Doc
drenched.
was so excited to come in.
She's like grateful, but she looks
It's so
just.
true. You were the
You
most
wanted to
excited
come in
come
here. This was your idea. This was your idea.
I know that's why I keep charging.
I
ahead.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Meanwhile, this bug cares little for your quarterstaff thumping, Reginald, and it launches itself again at Rhea with the tantalizing metal armor, but 5 to no avail. I think you're like driving back at it with the spear tip. It can't like get anywhere near you. All of these kobolds are dead, dude. Rhea, you're up on 11.
Okay, we'll have chompers come over and bite it first. That's Reggie.
Oh yeah, don't bite Reg.
Sorry. 18.
Hits. Oh,
10.
Chompers, the destroyer, crunches like an owl with a Tootsie Roll Pop, destroying this rust monster. Finally.
Okay. I think he looks at Reggie and like, we should, I guess, go to the rain.
It's not consistently raining, right? It's just like one swoosh.
Yeah.
Right?
Rhea,
Yeah.
yeah.
just
Rhea will
figured
get to
it
the
was a
edge
flood
of the rain.
But it's wet. It's definitely
Just says,
full.
yeah,
And I
the duration
think
just says instantaneous. Yeah.
Chompers
Yeah.
has a little bit more movement. That should be it. Yeah, all done.
Okay, Doc, you're up on 8. It's raining. The rain actually,
I
it was
didn't
like a
take an
flash flood. The rain's over.
I never took an action with right. I just bit with chompers.
Oh, true. You didn't
right?
take a real action. Yeah.
So I'll dash, and can I think
You could vault yourself over to the other side if you want.
Okay, I will follow. There.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my turn.
I can almost see like Rhea with the spear, right, driving the butt to the ground to like kind of pole vault over this thing, landing behind Doc. Doc, you're up. You're not on fire. There's no invertebrates underneath your skin. Yep.
Right, but there is like a whole bunch of hornets.
Yeah.
That I like.
Yeah, that is happening. That part's true. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna like see, weird D&D stuff where I swing at bugs with a battle axe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna attack these bugs.
Go for it.
I'm really mad about it too. 21.
You have -2 to hit and damage.
Wait, but it's -2.
Still
yeah, so
hits.
19.
Still hits.
Okay. 9.
Got it. You start swinging the axe sideways back and forth. I think very sadly you see bits of the axe falling away like rusted dust as it's making contact with hornets, but nevertheless you do manage to swat a couple of them pretty sufficiently. Doc, that's your action. Bonus action?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get Waffle to come up. I'm assuming that hornets can't be flanked. 'Cause that seems
Not really. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Waffle is gonna move up next to me, and too many things to do on roll 20.
Oh, I feel you there.
Yeah. For 9 force damage, and he's just
that
whipping at them with his tail.
Is sick. Waffle slapping back and forth, his tail just destroying hornets with every swing. Doc, that's your turn.
Yep, that's my
Professor, you're up on 6.
Yes. Yes. The professor will run, and then will run. He's just athletics is not my fault.
I'm just thinking about him having to make this jump.
He's a big boy.
Now, I would just like to say that the momentum from this turn should lead into the jump
of next turn. Got you. I got you.
And what's your dexterity again?
It is my strength, which is actually a 15. That's pretty good.
He's a strong wizard.
I was gonna say he is a hippo.
He's a muscle mage.
Yeah.
He's a muscle mage.
I'm a big boy.
Okay, on 4, the inventor goes, and it is going to move and dash. Voop, voop. Yep, that can get him right where he needs to go. He proceeds to come flying over here. Nothing comes flying back into the room, finally. Asturias, you're up on 21.
Okay. It was a weird one, but let's cast a guiding bolt at these, whatever bugs we're fighting this time.
Go for it, yeah. Always bugs. Bugs in space. Bugs in space! That hits.
24. Something's happening, finally. Okay. Yeah.
Roll well.
Something else might be
You
about to
got
happen.
this.
Hold on. Oh!
The swarm is mostly destroyed as hornets fall to the ground all around you. The soft pattering, not of rain but of insects dying, bringing you strange delight that you didn't expect when you first entered this thing, Doc. But yeah, the hornets die. The last couple of them kind of dispersing. Asturias, that was your action, movement bonus action.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll keep flying. And I have learned I should stick to the stars. Okay. No bonus action. Not shaping at this point. So I'm done.
Okay. This guy is dead. For Rhea, you're up on 11.
Okay, I can move there. Can I? Or one behind. I guess I'll just dash again. I guess. Yeah, we'll go. Well, what do I don't have dark. Is the room lit up? I'm gonna move here.
Okay,
What do
so
I see
actually, ironically, here I should probably just do this. Or you know what? Is even better. I'm just gonna turn all this dynamic lighting off for here. Oops. As you come charging into that area, you see the entirety of the room, and you see the kobold flying up near the ceiling on the far side of it. There's
he's
light.
flying?
Yes, he's flying, and there's a ladder against the wall next to him. You see that there's like another hatch up above, and to your right is like the biggest chain you've ever seen in your life. It seems to be coiled around some type of spool mechanism, and there's this huge orange gem kind of like emitting this light around it, like protruding from the top of this whole mechanism.
Who's Orange Gem?
I guess I've already dashed, so I can't really do anything more. But I'll move my remaining 15 feet. Yeah, I'll move. I'll just move there.
And your bonus action if you had anything, but otherwise, Doc's up.
No, I don't really have anything.
Okay, Doc's up.
Oh, actually, I will. In case he tries to throw stuff at me, I'll just go and I'll turn it visible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just casual.
Just, no big deal.
Very casual.
I would like to do that.
Precautionary invisibility.
You see Rhea dart into the room in front of you, Asturias, and then just like whoop, vanish.
Great.
I like to imagine, right? She just comes forward and just like stops. It's like, oh.
Doc, you're up on 8.
Okay. Doc's gonna move into the room, and she's gonna drop her battle axe and take her longbow, and she's gonna shoot it at this guy, which I'm assuming he's not like far enough up that 150.
Oh, you got him.
Get to him.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
11 unfortunately misses as you shoot up at him. Let me double check myself. Yup. Gosh, Melissa. So close. The 11.
Yeah, that's not that surprising.
It just misses him. He's like "Argh!" darting out of the way. The arrow thunks into the wall. That's your action. Bonus action. Anything else?
Yeah. So Waffle is gonna come fly up next to me. And let me just double check something.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's got a ranged attack, though I don't remember the range on it.
Does he?
No, it's only the melee and the repair.
Yeah, but why do I have that he has heal? Can he heal me, or is that just himself?
He's got his
That's just
repair, and so I just put
Right,
his heal
okay,
on
that's
there.
what
We
the
should
repair
change
is.
the
Okay,
name. My bad.
Okay, that was confusing me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be. I guess Waffle can dash, so he's gonna. Yeah, where was he? He was like back here.
Yeah, I mean, we can assume he could pretty much make it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he basically. Yeah. So he might be. Like, I'm fine if he's like, I don't know, the height difference, whatever.
Yeah, well, we've
Making his
discussed
way across
no Pythagorean in D&D math, so it's fine. He like comes surging in. Doc, that's your action. That's your bonus action. Professor, you're up.
Continuing the momentum from before, he will leap up over the chasm and land with an athletic stance, continuing his traversal, which I've then figured out is to go around here and end up here with the double dash.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
You got it. The inventor kind of wheels on Waffle, and he's just like, oh, to take you with me. And I think that he then, gosh, he's used up a lot of his good stuff.
Bummer.
Yeah.
It's really
Can't have
I
unfortunate.
would hope so.
It's really
Eat it,
unfortunate
too.
for him, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
I
Can't
can agree with you until I know what he's about to do to my Waffle.
Okay. That's not going to work for you, or for Waffle, but he could heave it at the rest of you. So with disadvantage, he proceeds to grab this like last thing that he's got, and he just throws it the length of the room. It's going to have to be a you, Doc. Like, you're clearly his nemesis at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to use this for my attack roll. 16, does that hit you?
Yep. No, I'm gonna use my last spell slot for shield again. No, it's gonna not.
That is terrific
Nice.
because like cartwheeling through the air at you as he like has this stick that he kind of like snaps over his head and spinning through the air. It's this tiny little thing. You don't even see it until it's coming at you. It's a scorpion and you're like the shield unfolds. Clack! The scorpion I think hits it, slides off onto the ground where it's like scurrying towards your boot, and we just see you like as you like crush the scorpion on your boot heel. Then it tries to fly away from Waffle, who could take an attack of opportunity at it.
Yes. He will do that.
So Todd feels bad for him. It's terrible. An 11 is a miss, as we established with your bow shot.
Yep.
And at this point, you see him like he shoves like the hatch above him open, darting through it, and like smashing it back closed above you. So, Asturias, it's your turn. The kobold has left the room.
Uh-huh. To my knowledge, there's nothing else that we need to fight.
There's not. It's just really if you want to chase the kobold down as it's fled the room. That's the question.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay. This is like where I'll say to the rest of you all, do you all want to like continue an initiative chasing the kobold down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I will
No,
stop.
that makes sense. And like, I think we should do this, but Asturias is certainly not going to be the one leading the charge after a thing that has left us.
But like,
Shut the door.
How high is this this hatch that like he's gone into?
It's like a solid 20 feet up the wall. So it's going to like take you rounds to like go running over there and climb.
And there's a
all that.
ladder to
Well,
it.
okay.
Or it's
Yeah, there's a
so,
ladder along the wall. Yep.
It's basically directly above where the token still is. Yep. I can't make it even when I dash. But I can get close, and I can be the one to open the thing once we get there, because I can fly.
Sounds so enthused about it.
Yeah. Regretting
Asturias is
flying
not a
now?
particularly enthusiastic person. Okay, so I will then action dash over to, I think it was this square.
Gosh, Pinky, get out of my way, my friend.
Never. He would never.
He's the worst.
He was like sitting by the chair with this little like gremlin look on his face for the longest time that is cracking me up. Okay, that's it. I moved. I'm done.
That's Asturias flying. Rhea, you're up on 11.
So I can get there with 55 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Start
I
climbing.
can get 5 feet up the ladder.
Okay. Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna be in the way, but I don't know what else. How close are you? 50 feet is okay. Whatever. I would just do that. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
what
just
Ray
do
would
it.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Ray would do.
Okay, Doc, you're up on 8.
Okay. So can Waffle open this latch? No, right? Like that seems stupid.
Why couldn't he? He could try. I mean, he's like
Yeah.
able to do things, you know? Waffle.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a very capable little
He's his
dragon.
own
He's
mechanical
actually like
dragon.
You
decently
can force
strong, too.
empowered Rend open a thing, you know.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
he's got a good strength.
Does he have articulated joints? Can he turn a doorknob? Is there a doorknob?
It's not even a doorknob, you know. The hatch opened up and he slammed it back down. So Waffle like
Push?
flies up and pushes. The kobold did not have time to like lock the hatch, so the hatch like opens and
Yeah.
Waffle.
So he's gonna like try to like shoulder it open,
Mhm.
right? Like he's
Um,
do you need me to roll something?
I
For that?
don't. You don't need to make an
Okay.
open doors roll because this is 5th edition, not 2nd edition D&D. Waffle shoves the door open, and I think
I
Seen
listen.
that
I
stuff
know.
now.
I think that the kobold is only like 20 feet above him. So what's Waffle's movement speed? He's pretty quick, isn't he?
He's got 40s, which
He
is why
could
I was
close on
wanting
this
to chase
guy
after this
if you
guy.
want. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Waffle's gonna close on him and hit him. If that's
Yeah, go for it.
that all works.
Go for it. Oh, that's a critical one. I think you hear like as like Waffle like then like Waffle like kind of smashing into the wall and the Kobold like laughing from up there. That's terrible, Doc. That was Waffle's part of your action, so you're up.
Yeah. So you said this like gem thing, it like started making noise when this guy got into the
No,
room?
that's my bad. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
heard him like kind of mucking around. This chain is like staying still, but the gem is like glowing, radiating this light out.
Okay. I was just wondering, like, considering like Doc is into this kind of stuff, if I could use her action to try to figure out if this is like some sort of imminent danger that they're all running away from.
It is not. All of this stuff seems to like be inert. As you're like scoping out the room, you like look left. You see what looks like this big like boiler unit with like a bunch of like gauges, a whole mechanism attached to the side of it. The chain like heading into a system of gears out on the other side. This orange light. Yep.
Okay. If I am I going to be stuck behind Rhea on this ladder?
No, I think you're able to move through friendly spaces, and I think we could imagine it as like Doc kind of climbing up, and as like Rhea pulls to one side, like you're able to pull yourself around the edge of her and climb.
Okay, so I think with 60 feet of movement, I can basically get there and then get almost to the top of
You
the ladder.
sure can. You're like 15 feet up the ladder, which brings us to the professor. You're up on 6.
Why are you laughing, Rich? What's so funny?
I love these dashing situations.
Wait for me! So, let's see here. Double dash. And then I think he gets to the bottom of the thing. Can he see up into the hatch?
Yeah, the hatch is open. You're like looking up. Rhea and Doc obviously climbing. Doc much further up, but way up there. I think we're talking about 60 feet up from the ground. You see the Kobold flying.
60 feet up from the ground.
Yep. That's my
okay.
Checks out. Yep.
It's fine. I'm gonna go last 5 feet of movement. I'm 5 feet up the ladder. That's my turn. And turn, move on.
The Kobold goes. It's just like and I think that it's going to like swing to see if it can grab Waffle with this little net.
No.
Let's see what we got here. What's Waffle's AC?
15. I don't think it matters.
Oh boy. There's options.
As you're looking up while you climb, Doc, you see him like, I don't even care, I'm taking you. And he like pulls this net out that kind of like unfolds and just like throws it, wrapping it around. At this point, Waffle is grappled and he like bundles up the bottom of the net and begins like flying even a little bit higher. He can move an additional 30 feet. So yeah. He's like flying up this chamber. That's his turn.
Is he slowed at all by dragging an unwilling creature?
Yes.
Or is the net?
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give it to you. Let's give him half his movement, so he's only 35
Waffle's like
feet
frantically
up.
like trying to pull towards Doc.
Yeah. So he only gets 15 feet, putting him 35 feet up from the top of the hatch. Asturias, you're up on 21.
Okay. I think 20 feet puts me at the door.
It does.
Because I'm already in the air. And then if I go 10 more feet, I'm still like away.
25 from him, yeah.
Okay. Oh, 25 from him? Sure. All right, so let's do that. And then we're going to cast a guiding bolt at this sucker.
Go for it.
Stick to the stars.
Hits.
Stick to the stars.
Roll
yeah,
damage.
Stick to the stars. Yeah.
Asturias flies into the tunnel above all of you, darting like kind of just past you, Doc. The rest of you climbing see their winged form. Like the wings have to pull in tight as they get into this chamber, but they're kind of like half flapping, and then like this beam of starlight that I think is like reflected by the like metal of the tunnel leading up, flashing back down towards you, and you just hear like "Rah!" And Waffle like falls clang clang ding 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 until like he can kind of like extract himself from the net as he's plummeting a little bit, or could he? I think he probably couldn't even. It's one of these like he's getting more
He's
tangled.
just like all tangled up in
Yeah,
it.
And the net's like tangling around him. We see Asturias like dart out of the way as the kobold's body like falling, Waffle falling underneath him. They're both kind of like plummeting back down this thing. Yeah.
Can I attempt to catch Waffle at the bottom?
Yeah, sure, go for it. Make a dexterity check.
Oh,
no.
goodness. Oh, boy. A 5!
Oh, baby.
I think that he like comes surging past you. The kobold like kind of bouncing off the wall crashes down like and is hanging sort of limp out of the edge of the hatch. And with that, I will finally remove us from initiative.
Hey.
Meanwhile, what's very funny is that Kobold had like 3 hit points from after the first round of battle, but you guys just never attacked him again.
He kept leaving. We
I
were
know.
busy.
I know. He was very tactical. Yes. So with that,
Is Waffle okay? Somebody get him.
Yeah, did he
Is Doc okay?
Oh yeah, Doc, are you okay?
Okay, so I think Doc is like immediately just gonna like jump kind of regardless of whatever fall damage you want her to take.
Mhm.
And she's like untangling Waffle from this net.
oh my gosh, Doc jumps from up near the top. You're only 15 feet up, so you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground hard, like the shock kind of absorbing up into your knees. And Waffle's like, yeah. You're able to like start extracting him.
Yeah. And if Waffle took any fall damage, I'm gonna tell him to like fix himself once I've like freed him up, and I'm gonna like cast mending if I have to like help him.
What would he fall? Yeah, like technically, I guess Waffle would. Oh my God, Waffle took 15 points of fall damage.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That didn't do it. But he gained 16 back, so you know.
Wow.
I think
Did I do that right?
technically
Yeah.
No?
you gotta hit the actual repair from that and get the damage
Oh,
out
it's
of
5.
it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you can roll it
Oh,
yourself.
yeah,
that
that
you don't
was a
need to take my
D20.
crappy roll. I rolled a crappy roll there, Melissa. So you should click the repair. 12.
okay.
That's
12.
much better. Yeah,
Okay.
much better.
What did you say originally? 16? 15.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done this before where we just start using cure wounds and then we're like, we should rest anyway. So,
Yeah.
what do we want to take a little break? There are prisoners in here somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know if just waiting an hour actually makes a whole lot of sense, but we could. So I could technically I could use cure wounds 3 times if people need it. So don't feel like don't hold back if you want some.
Yeah. I actually only used 1 spell slot in this whole time because I
Okay.
kept making melee attacks and I get a couple of free guiding bolts.
I've used all of my spell slots, so
Yeah.
I would appreciate a cure wound.
Yeah,
I
you were on fire and you had bugs in you, so you can
Yeah,
really
my
blame
one
you.
spell was creating rain.
And you had bugs in you.
Yeah, I had bugs in you. Do you want to do it, Asturias, or you want?
Yeah, I can do it. I mean,
Okay.
unless you want to do it.
I can do.
I'll probably take both.
Okay, we'll both touch you.
Both touch you.
Oh, that's not much anyway. So my healing hands are sore.
My healing hands are sore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think during this time, Reginald is inspecting the gem and chain.
Why don't you make an Arcana check?
Okay. Again with the double 9.
Wow.
You rolled a 99. That's
I
what that
rolled a
means.
99. D100. What do I get? What's my free prize?
It wouldn't be that great. You don't know, Reggie. You're like looking at it, and like the gem is magical. There's magic. It's very alien to you. Yeah.
Believe it's magic. That's all I have.
I'm up to a lot of things, so I will look at it once all of that is
Mhm.
done. But I've also done a lot of things, if that's not kosher.
Are you okay? Is Waffle
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, we're both hardier than we look. It's fine.
I'm squishier than I look.
You look pretty squishy.
Running over long distances is not.
Oh,
my
you know
strong
what?
suit.
You know what? I never do, and I should do it way more. Just remind me all the time. I have guidance. Just be like, that would be helpful to do. So just remind me.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know?
You both have.
Oh, yeah. I've literally never used it once.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't like to guide other people. Clancy guides me, and that's how I like it.
Well, I will remind you next time I
so
could
many
use some
11s.
assistance.
Yeah, sorry about that.
His AC was literally 12, Melissa. Like
Oh
the
my God,
back-to-back
no,
11s
okay,
are just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh no, oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, then maybe we. I think once Reginald has decided that he can't do much, while just as Doc is about to take a look at the gem, I think Reginald's going to go back in the engine room and just look for any bodies and left. Actually, no, we're going to start with like the kobold dude that fell down the chasm. Look through that body.
Go for it. Why don't you make an investigation check as you're going to scope this place out here, Reginald?
There's also that like box of tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, okay. So what I would like to do
That was magnificent.
touch one
That
willing
was
creature.
magnificent, dude.
Just touch pat old Reggie on the back and cast guidance.
That was magnificent. Truly.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, why
Oh my
don't
God, it's even a cantrip.
why don't
Yeah.
Doc? Ooh, Doc, you can make. Gosh,
I'm good with Arcana too.
Yeah, make an Arcana check with advantage.
Right.
I'd like to also.
We gotta let Melissa go.
I'm already touching Doc from the cure wounds, so I'll just keep my hand there. Great.
Okay.
It's 25 already, but
Plus a D4.
It's
Oh
not
yeah.
the count.
plus a D4. Do you want me to roll the D4?
Yeah,
just
you
for,
might as well.
For S and Gs.
Yeah. Let's see if you get 29.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
29.
so helpful.
Tell me
The gut-
everything.
Guidance.
Asturias, we should have done this so many
Don't
times.
roll fours. Let this be a lesson.
Reginald, as you kind of like lower yourself down in and like are climbing, are you going to get that body out of there? Are you trying to like climb in and extract that body?
Did the body not fall?
Yeah, it fell and it's like sitting on one of the gears. So that, or you're talking about the inventor.
Yeah.
My bad.
The inventor.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought you went back into the other room. Okay.
I was going to, and
I
then I
did too,
suddenly
Richard.
remembered there was another
Yeah.
dead body
Gotcha.
too.
Nope, gotcha. So as you start like kind of scoping out this little fellow's like corpse to see what he's got going on, you notice that like he's got a couple little like whoozy what's it's all these kind of flasks and jars and various things. It looks like almost gears that are attached to like cords of wire and stuff like this. He's got all manner of kind of random nonsense on him that is very strange for you to kind of get your head around. But give me 1 second here. What he does have is you start like digging through his stuff. He's got a small pouch that has these strange triangular gold coins in them, but there are in fact 23. And
Do I know what these are?
they're currency from some strange place. They're clearly some type of currency.
I just realized getting gold coins when we're jumping between worlds can be kind of interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna need like
I think
different exchanges.
I think that you would note them, Reginald, as like probably given all the research you've done in the past days. They're gold coins from the world of Cerealia.
Oh, how convenient.
And then he also
we ever
has,
get there.
I know, right? He also has 2 chunks of onyx that are worth 50 gold pieces each. And yeah, this multitude of other like random things, like there's like another pot that seems to be filled with worms, though it's not rot grubs, it's just earthworms. He has a bunch of little like just bric-a-brac and nonsense. There's a bag of ball bearings. He has a bag of caltrops, which he probably should have used.
Do we think that the bad man would want this bag of earthworms?
I don't want to give
Or his
them to
cat?
him.
I
Probably.
don't. He seems to eat strange things, and I didn't know.
I think the ball bearings and the caltrops might come in handy, but you can leave the worms behind.
Very well.
And the very last thing that you find on him, Professor, is it's very hard for you to have overlooked. He's got this thing. It's actually a couple of sheets of what look like hammered kind of metal, and it has these like etchings and like carvings in it in Draconic. And I think as you start like filing through it, you realize pretty quickly that like the first few pages seem to be like a business ledger of purchases and sales. And it says right at the top of it, Droon Transactions, which he kept referring to like his group as the Droon.
The Droon,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then as you flip through the pages a little bit, you see like on like kind of the very back one, Ibsen's Castle Guard has offered a reward for the recovery of a new weapon they have developed, which was stolen from them by a couple of soldiers who went AWOL. Fundamentally, they're offering a 5,000 gold piece reward for any information on the whereabouts of the weapon itself, and 1,000 gold pieces per head of the 5 crewmen that stole it. And then there's a note in there in common, as there's no like adequate translation in Draconic. The weapon is designated Project Mordekaiser.
We found it.
Got it, yeah.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Doc, with your insane 29 Arcana roll, I think you're pretty easily able to, like, you're looking at the gem and the chain system, you're looking over to this whole, like, mechanism over on the side, you're peering back into the other room, and you're like, okay, got it. I got it. I've climbed through enough of this thing till I can entirely understand what's happening down here in the guts. This is like the central kind of instrument chamber for the drive systems, which are in fact a magical propulsion system that you're familiar with. It is a like essentially grand extrapolation of the original drive system, the Ziri engine, developed by the artificer of old. And this whole chain mechanism in this room is to essentially like deal with the articulation of the limbs of this whole thing, right? These chains like attached to a series of cogs and pulleys and probably like moving throughout the entirety of the thing to be able to like move it adequately. The gems are like there to be synchronized with one another. There are likely other gems in other areas here at the joints and stuff like this. So everything is moving with a precise synchronization. And the dials, the levers, the control panels within this room, before they were like effed up and like torqued beyond recognition by rust monsters, like running wild through like what amounts to like the circuit board, where to like govern the actual like controls in terms of like putting it in overdrive, essentially like throttling kind of in certain ways to like shift like where the energy focuses were of like moving between like weapon systems, propulsion systems, shield systems, all this kind of stuff. It's a very sophisticated piece of hardware, and by your understanding, nothing like this has like ever been constructed. Like you're putting the pieces together pretty easily because you're really smart, but this is not like a thing that exists out there in the world.
Cool. I'm gonna do that thing that people do when they understand something and they're like incapable of explaining it at a level that like other people will understand. And so she's definitely gonna like turn to everybody around and start like pointing at all the stuff and trying to explain it, but she's like in no way attempting to make this
like science
understandable. Yeah.
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So this is what the students meant on their surveys about being unintelligible. Thank you. I have learned something new today.
But it's not anything to do with how this thing works.
No, not at all. Not at all. Right.
Okay.
As a professor, he definitely gets that thing, but not this thing.
Right.
Okay, so that's cool. Is there anything you want anything? Do we take anything? Or also there are prisoners. I keep remembering that in here somewhere there's probably people tied up. So,
Yeah, we should find prisoners, but also we should like maybe
Return
we fix this
and
and this becomes our new ship. Oh, I wasn't thinking we give them anything this cool. What if we want this cool thing?
Do we have any reason to believe that the prisoners are or are not the mutineers? I don't remember. Much happened.
I assume that's the case, so maybe we find them first and then we figure out what we do with this thing. I'm just saying, I don't know that like mercenaries should have something this cool. They might do bad things with it.
Would Ray get the impression that this would take a lot of people to run? Is that not from what? Yeah. I don't know the crew. We're that, we're capable in some ways and maybe not another. I don't know if we could operate this ship, but
I could just build more waffles anyway. Like a crew
we could
of
call it the
waffles.
waffle fly.
Just imagine Doc's sales pitch. So we have a giant robot that we fly in, and it's operated by a bunch of tiny robots that I'm going to build. Okay. And basically, everything
They're
will
all
be great.
named after breakfast foods.
Yep.
Yeah. There's pancake and there's granola.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
No, don't go there.
Stop it. Too soon. Go check out last week's Mighty Ducks podcast on post-show recaps Patreon feed. It was really good.
Okay, so
let's find some prisoners. Yeah.
Okay. Oh. And then we can decide which ship, the one that we love and our friends are on, or this one. we can decide that later.
We should be prepared for the fact that they could be aggressive and speak quickly. Perhaps we should take a short rest.
But people who mutiny from like mercenary organizations might be It might be
the
cool.
enemy
I don't know.
of our enemy.
Exactly.
Here's
Our
my
friend.
question for you guys. It's 11:20 right now.
This is my question too.
Yeah, we could like stop down and take a short rest. You guys could like press on a little bit to seek prisoners. I just want to like gut check with everybody. Where are we at? Like, is there a world where like you go back to the ship to tell your friends what's going on and rest? Is that a thing you want to do? Do you want to press on a little bit? Where are you all at as human beings?
Storyline as well, it's like some of us do need to, but doesn't need to be like all of us who get. So like we could, I guess we could go to the ship.
Because like as far as we can tell, and this may or may not be the case, but like we got rid of the issue. I mean, there's
But
I guess
we don't
that other
know.
room of those other rust bugs.
Yeah, so glad we didn't fight.
But like
those,
like the vessel's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I think the professor would advocate for regroup, go back to the ship. Like, there are people who are down AC and whose weapons have been affected. We don't know if there's more threats on here.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's regroup and decide how much farther to press in. Because we're only a little bit into the Mordekaiser. So
Giant place, yeah.
Yeah, like whether or not we rest at all, we should go back to the ship and then we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a short rest is indifferent for me personally. But also, I think that like Doc's going to be like, okay, but if there's people, like we should go find them, right? But that's Doc. That's
and report back.
Doc.
But like,
Melissa
if
is
we
very
go
willing to
and
do whatever
find them,
time frame the East Coast needs.
So Troy is torn between the practicalities. I'm fine for whatever, but it's also a question of what does next week entail, right?
I have like a reality here that exists that's like not at all me bending truths, but if Doc were to advocate strongly to like continue climbing this ladder, like let's at least see where this goes before we leave, and perhaps she might be driven to like just go on her own as like the rest of you are kind of exploring downstairs. I think it's like not far up the ladder that you would discover a secondary hatch with like the small kind of glass porthole, classic kind of like ship's hatch stuff. And as you peer into it, I think you see a huddled group of 5 people.
Okay.
A pair.
okay, we found them.
A pair of humans, a half elf, a dwarf, and a goblin. And I think that like they kind of like look up as you appear in front of the glass, and like one of them just yells back at you like, "We're not coming out."
I think Doc is gonna be like, it's okay. We killed the kobolds. They're gone. Are you okay?
You killed all of them? There were at least
I don't know.
40.
Okay, not all of them. We've killed some of them. We killed a few. We killed, a couple of them.
And I think it's at this point that the goblin's like, yeah, what, did you kill him so that you could get your hands on us? Or are you
Nope.
just here for the reward on the ship?
Nope. It was just cool ship. We just wanted to check it out. We're good to go, but we also could help you with the kobold problem.
And I think like, the dwarf is like turning, looking at them. One of the humans, like the woman, is kind of like looking back at the dwarf. They start like whispering with each other for a minute. I think that a lot of you who like wouldn't have climbed the ladder, maybe you hear Doc like yelling from up in the tube or whatever. But...
Yeah, I think Rhea turns to the other. It's just like she's doing it even without a pamphlet. It's pretty impressive.
I think Reginald goes up. Like he doesn't like Doc being out by herself.
Okay. You're able to climb up, and there's basically like a small landing on the side of the thing. He's very cute.
Hey, spooky.
It's camera bugging, man.
Yeah, for
What's
real.
happening?
Oh, purrs. We got purrs. Anyway.
4 purrs.
4 purrs.
Sore purr.
So I think that if a lot of you kind of gather on this landing next to the door, you see these individuals through the porthole, and I think the one of them who seems to be like taking the lead, like this human man, is just like, we're not coming out. We can't trust you.
That's fair.
We know
We
there's
don't
a
know if we
price
can
on our
trust you.
heads.
Can I? What's your name? And Doc is like struggling with this. Like, how do people talk to each other in a way that invokes?
Whoa.
She's just like throwing peace signs, like eh.
Don't assume an aggressive
Is Waffle doing the
stance.
exact same thing?
Yeah, Waffle with his little butane like comes out.
I think that the big man who seems to be like talking like for the lead of this group or whatever, he's like, you probably know my name already. It's Tyke. I'm sure you've got it on whatever list you came with.
Why would I know your name? I don't know who you are. Why am I the one talking? And she like turns frantically to Asturias. Isn't this your job?
You went up there.
I don't know your name. I'm Doc. This is Waffle. Hi. Are the rest of you named after bicycles?
I think that the dwarf is like, Doc is more of a job title, isn't it, rather than a name as much? I mean, is that your name or?
Yeah. It's my name. I didn't come here and start, judging.
I think the goblin's
Tyke
like,
is, Tyke's a pretty stupid name, so we're all just trying to be friends here.
I think the
And I
dwarf.
think Asturias is gonna like call up the tuttle. The diplomat's guide says you shouldn't call people or their names stupid.
I think the goblin like snorts when you say that, and the dwarf is chuckling, and the goblin's like, I never had a real good name either. They call me Monk, which it's kind of like Doc. So why don't you shut the hell up anyway, Braston? And the dwarf's like, hey! Anyway, Tyke's like, damn it! Just shut up, all of you! And I think that it's at this point the woman is like, we're gonna die in this room. We might as well have some fun before it's all over. I mean, come on.
Wait, why do you have to die? I don't want that. No, none of us want that. I don't know you, but I don't like. I don't want to kill you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't our plan when we stole the experimental prototype weapon and fled, but at this point, we know there's a price on our heads.
Well, why did you steal it?
You came from the outside? I mean, you saw it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's why we came. We wanted to check it out.
Cool is a word for it. If, cool is a nightmarish weapon of destruction that probably shouldn't be in the hands of a mostly militant business organization.
That's what I was just saying. This thing was too cool for, shitty companies. Yeah, I agree. I just said that to my friend.
Sounds
Right.
like you're doing great, Doc.
And so I think that the woman Elaine is just like, well, yep. So we were training to operate it, and really it had some untold potential for destruction, but it seems like these kobolds and their rust monsters have completely incapacitated it at this point. So that's great. We don't think we could fix it, but also we are not going back to the castle guard. That's not happening. So
Yeah, that's cool.
we've
Maybe I
locked
can fix
ourselves
it.
in this room, and he's not going to let us out because he thinks probably that you're here for us because we're worth a lot of money.
Wait, who's not going to let you out? The guy with the shitty name?
Yes, me. It's me. It's not that shitty of a name, all right? You realize my mother gave me this name. I don't think that I
Remember
need
the
to.
handbook.
Respecting the names that were given to you is very important. I respect that.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue, please.
I think that he's like, I don't have much except for my position as the captain of this ship, and I think the dwarf is like, that's gone. That's very much over. You're not actually a captain of shit anymore. We're just 5 people locked in a room, and you've got
Hey,
the
we don't have a
keys."
captain either. The kobolds seemed really confused by that. We're all the same, guys. We're just one big group of random people.
Did you
An
kill their leader?
egalitarian society.
I think that the guy is like, "Did you kill their leader?"
We killed a dude who tried to steal waffle. He's really bad. I hated him a lot. He's dead now. I don't know if he's their leader, but he was bad.
Hmm.
He also sicked bugs on me, and they burrowed into my skin, and then he set me on fire. I don't like him very much. He's
Okay,
dead.
telling them you're infected with bugs might not help them come out. We'll just. Okay, yeah.
And I think that Tyke is just like, well, I mean, that sounds great, but there's definitely a lot more of them out there, so I guess good luck. I'd rather that you people get whatever reward you have coming to you than the kobolds.
I don't think we want the reward. We just want to help. But if you used to be mercenaries, could you help us? Like, we could all go. We could take on kobolds, right? They're just kobolds. They're pretty dumb.
Why don't you make a persuasion check?
Can I assist by casting prestidigitation in order to dry off Doc so that
I forgot.
Yes.
not completely
Yes,
drenched?
you can.
Well, at the exact same time, I should absolutely be casting guidance, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
you
we're both
can.
just touching.
The both of you like
She
step in,
dries and-
touch
yeah.
Doc's shoulders. You get a D4 to add to that, Doc.
Yeah.
So that's a 17
17.
total. And I think that like Tyke's like just shaking his head, but you see the goblin and like the dwarf kind of lean in, whispering with each other, and like the woman steps up to Tyke and is like grabs his shoulder, and he's like shaking his head. And it's at this point finally that like the half elf like stands up and like steps over towards the door, comes like walking towards you and stops like on the other side of the door. It's one of these moments of like you two staring through the glass. And I think that they look back at the rest of this group and are like, look, I believe you. But they're really paranoid, and we've seen some shit in the last couple of weeks, so we're going to need to talk this one over.
That's cool. We've seen some shit too. There was a really big dead whale and some like a big scorpion, like half scorpion ogre dude. That was really weird. We've seen some weird stuff too. Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little bit, and let's see. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Sorry. Tell him his name's not that bad. It's pretty like my people tend to have stupid names too. I was just sensitive because my name is also weird.
No,
I get it.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, we all have weird names. I'm plumber. This is mechanic, and that's
That's
teacher over
delivery
there.
person over there. Yeah. And so I think that like this half elf was like, just give us a bit. We got to talk this over. We're definitely not going anywhere. You know where to find us.
Cool. Okay.
We'll come back in at least an hour. Yeah. At
Just
most
over.
an hour, at least.
At least
At
minimum.
an hour. Yeah.
no sooner than.
Okay. And so I think, yeah, with that, perhaps this is a good moment for you all to return to the ship and tell your companions what you've discovered and unearthed and take your short rest.
I think Doc like
Very
sidles
nice.
up to Asturias and is like, "Is that okay? I don't think I did very well."
You did a good job.
Okay.
That's sweet.
Is there any last
That's a
conversation?
nice moment. That's a nice moment.
It was. I agree.
Yeah.
And so I imagine actually it's like that conversation of like the lot of you like making your way back into the engine room, heading back towards the Dragonfly. It's like on that beat that we like fade to black, roll credits, end of episode.
Reginald gets at the top of the ladder and looks down and gotta climb back.
That's the montage at the end. It's like all of you climbing back down the ladder, past the ledges, the rooms with the rust monsters in it, down into the leg itself, outside, up into the ramp, and back into the Dragonfly. You guys, that was really fun.
Nice. That's
Super fun.
Okay,
Super fun.
cool.
Thank you.
Totally
You know what? I love D&D. It's so funny that jump is attached to your strength in the sense of like just imagine something he's just like jacked, doesn't big jump so far.
Yes. Yes.
That's like in the Olympics when you see people doing long jump. That's why
Yeah,
so
they
they're
jacked.
basically look like
gigantic.
Schwarzenegger at his prime.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's okay. I can, use all sorts of weapons with my dexterity that apparently require no strength at all to wield. So it's, it works
Oh
both
yeah,
ways.
that's
What
the
else
one
you
that
supposed to
gets me
use,
with like contemporary D&D. The fact that like you can be a ridiculous badass marksman with the bow and have an 8 strength. Like you can't pick up your own backpack, but you could pull a bow with like the tensile strength of like 200 pounds per square inch. Like sure, yeah. Right. This was really fun. I hope this was cool. This is clearly like a deep divergence from Malpieti Prime. This I hope feels a little bit more like space.
For sure. Like a random semi-abandoned, infiltrated magical weapon as part of a mercenary society. Like, what could be more space?
Yeah, you found a giant space Jaeger infested by kobolds, with like a semi A-team type squad that stole it from like a giant mercenary company that's basically a transnational corporation. So yeah, take all that for
those
whatever you will.
Stupid metal-eating bugs.
Yeah,
I'm like actually
They were
terrified.
very strong.
they're really annoying, right? And metal-eating bugs.
Yeah.
Well,
Jock definitely grabbed the battle axe on the way back and is going to attempt to try to fix her like rusted battle axe.
very fair. We will visit that next time, perhaps here on the Dragonfly. That was cool, you guys. We'll be back next week, following up on the Project Mordekaiser. Yeah. With that, I thank you all. What's going on with you all this week, Melissa? What are you doing? Mighty Ducks is over, but you're just getting started.
Yeah, we're still going. So on the post-show recaps Patreon feed, Kevin Mahadeo and I have been covering the Mighty Ducks show. We did the finale that just came out. Had a great convo with somebody else on this call, and
Me.
yeah,
Amen.
which was super fun. And I am frantically watching all 26 episodes of the animated series. So we're gonna watch and talk about the Mighty Ducks animated series this week as kind of our coda to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're taking a break and then coming back to talk about something entirely different. So stay tuned. We'll share some info. Follow me on Twitter, MelissaW28.
I'm super hyped. One time during a fever dream that occurred after a Dungeons & Dragons session, Kevin and you reminded me of the existence of this Mighty Ducks animated series, and it just like came to me like a flashback, as though I were at Woodstock in '69, where I was like, holy Christ, how did I like forget that I experienced that whole thing? Wild.
Yeah, it was like a cultural thing that, like, if you were a child in the 90s, you probably encountered these toys at some point, at least. Like, they were everywhere.
They were.
And I completely forgot the show existed until it was coming back on Disney+.
Yeah, it's wild to me. It's wild.
It loosely reminds me of the Sports Stars animated cartoon with Bo Jackson.
Oh
and
my
Wayne
God,
Gretzky.
dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a thing that existed.
Oh
in
my
the world.
God, you're blowing my mind. Bo knows. Awesome. Zed, what about you? What's going on with you this week? Where can people find you? Where they should check you out?
As I'm pulling out the like famous rescue headphones. I'm here on Sundays playing City of Mist. Grace and I are podcasting about Pose on the patron feed for a couple more weeks. It's June 1st. You should join the Patreon, patreon.com/postshow-recaps. I just hawk other people's websites at this point. And I also podcast about Final Fantasy, soon to be the remake of Final Fantasy VII with Josh on Saturdays. All right, headphones, they're gone. They're dying.
Well,
Somebody else
that's
go.
okay. That's okay. Grace, what about you? What's up?
On Twitter at Hi From Grace. Also check out Hold Up, which is a podcast where we look at LGBTQ media from the past 10 to 15, 20 years and see if it holds up. We watched an episode of House this past week, which was rough. But a fun podcast. The worst episodes make the best podcast. So check that out. And yeah, talked about Pose already. That's it.
Cool.
That's where you can find me.
Troy, how about yourself?
I am not doing anything else in the public eye worthy of promoting. I will just say be nice to each other and be awesome. And I'll say Happy Pride Month to everyone.
Yay.
I think we're a very friendly podcast and stream here. So happy Pride. Enjoy June. And join us next week with Dragonfly D&D in Space.
Yeah, you guys know me. I'm DM Philly. I'm Rich Filiberto. You know where to find me. All the stuffs. The archives of this will be on YouTube. If you want to go check out that special Dragonfly one-shot, go scope my friends. Twitch TV/sabotage the DM.
I'm dropping it in the chat right
Excellent. Now. Zed is good like that. We will be back for a special Dungeons and Dragons broadcast this week at DM Philly on Friday night at 9:15-ish p.m. Dungeons and Dragons and Discord returns to Twitch TV/DM Philly, featuring the one, the only, the Warforged Barbarian Druid, Arnold. And one of his tiny little friends will be here on Friday night, who may or may not be a co-host of one of these other people on a podcast. I'll let you all do the homework.
May or may not also appear on a different DM Philly show.
Well, now you gave it all away. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. Josh and Kevin coming in Friday night for a live recording of Dungeons and Dragons and Discord. So yeah, catch us here for that. It'll be rad. After famous Warden's Moot and the city of Glarendar and the small nation of Aglarond and the year of the Scarlet Witch 1491, which has...
You're confusing like the two people who are watching who aren't in the PSR Discord. It's really rough.
Well, what are you doing? Get in
a whole
here.
series of things. If you're not in the post-show recaps Patreon, you should. It's an awesome place to be. To that end, this was a really fun stream. You guys will be back next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. following up on Dragonfly. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And with that, we say bye-bye.